I played Rainbow Six.
This was a fucking game. It's having a fucking
Hey man, I would play it with you, but I'm permanently banned from that game.
Yeah,
so.
good.
I hope you guys are having a good time.
I'd feel better about that game if I was banned.
Are you mad? You upset? You want more invasion?
Genuinely one of the worst fucking pieces of shit I've ever played.
Did he cut it off 30 minutes early? That son of a bitch.
Nice.
That fucking piece of shit. He left 30 minutes early.
A learner.
Oh my fucking god, would you start the goddamn game, you fucking faggot, dude. Like, holy fuck.
I'm playing Rainbow Six. Get away on Minecraft. This guy's bipolar, dude.
And so are we. Seneca Polytechnic. This is where university meets college, where theory meets practice.
Fucking faggot doesn't fucking respond to fucking WhatsApp text messages, man.
Well, what did you say for me to reply to? No. Understand.
Why? Because the media said so.
Yeah, now, dog.
Looks to me like you're speaking freely, Charlie.
He's
Sure.
fucking faggot won't fucking start the game.
Faggot won't join the game because he's
because of the measures taken. You can't take all of them, and they don't always work. What you're seeing with Charlie right now is just the one that finally got through. It wasn't the first time. And we've been telling you about this for years. I've lived it. He lived it. Guarantee you he lived it day to day. Guarantee you he lived it in court. Guarantee you he lived it in the court of public opinion, where he was constantly under threat. And what you are seeing is someone who was radicalized. You're seeing the one that made it.
Kyrie eleison.
It's a constant threat.
Fucking shit.
Constant threat. Why do you think? Do you think that Charlie Kirk?
We need more.
Do you think that Charlie Kirk, when he was starting out, when he was a 20-something-year-old, do you think he had 24/7 security?
We need more.
Do you think he had a bulletproof vest? Do you think he had armed cars? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Before he was shot dead, murdered by a leftist terrorist, he had all those things. Why the fuck do you think? Because it was a block and a
Why the
block.
fuck is there like a position thing in the fucking top left corner?
And I know what it's like because
Well,
everyone
that's on for you too. So I could find out which way's north.
And the left, while they're doing it, saying, "Looks
Are you able to increase the mic, dude? You fucking cunt.
I need to turn on cheats.
Maybe you're tired. Maybe you missed something. Maybe
Do it,
the
you
leftist
fucking piece
terrorist
of
is
shit.
just that clever, but a block and a block and a block and a block, and one gets through, and then they act like they care. Why do you think Charlie Kirk went to a bulletproof vest and full-time armed security? Probably for the same reason we have here. And it could be any one of you. As a matter of fact, you're more exposed. Because you may not have the resources, and you may not be as aware.
Alright.
And then people like
Wait, what?
Charlie
You did it?
and all of us in this position have to stay.
Definitely not.
We're not paranoid. There are people.
What are you
who want
talking
to
about? Did you or did you not?
I said definitely not.
Narcissist.
Why not?
Because some
I know
fucking
what it's
faggot
like.
trying to give me
I know
some
what it's like
bullshit.
to wake up at 2 a.m. and have a package sent to a place that was unlisted because it was doxxed. By
Can't
people
remember
with an
which
axe
one
to
it's
grind.
on.
And I know that Charlie did too. And I know that he lived with this for a long time. And he deserves a lot of respect. I think people now go, he doesn't deserve the honor and respect because he was killed. He deserves the honor and respect because he knew it was a possibility and he did it anyway. And he knew it was a possibility because he, like all of you, but just to a more intense degree,
Do it, dog.
who the left was. And he did it anyway. Not honoring the death, honoring the man who knew, who had to live with that fear, and did it anyway. Whenever you watch someone out there in public, it's Charlie, whether it's me, whether it's Ben Shapiro, whether it's whoever, just know, that's in the back of their mind. and know when they go home. It's in the back room. You don't get to shut it off.
Yeah. All for advocating a position that at least 50% of the country shares. This isn't some fringe ideology. Really quickly, supporting, and I didn't name them in this group, and I apologize. It's assumed, but
what are they called?
Support TPU.
Cart?
Well, I don't know if there's an official way to support.
Hold on, let me see what they're called in.
But if anybody's seen that, I'd love to be able to point people in the right direction.
Oh, maybe just minecart, right?
Really quickly, the FBI out of Salt Lake City has released a photo. They're asking for help identifying this person right now. So 1-800.
Why do you see an option that just says cart?
They put up there. If anybody has any information about this person, please get that information into the FBI.
It'd be pretty sick if you could actually increase the fucking
they're not
speed.
saying this is a shooter, but they're saying this is a person of interest that they want help identifying. So if we can get like a screenshot just of the picture, I think if we can get that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've got this. I can cite it.
Okay.
That's about
Yeah.
the closest we got right now. But those are the two.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. And then we'll be getting more information as it comes in, and we'll be taking your chats because I know that what we're getting right now is important. And next steps. Hey, and I know that that someone carrying wouldn't have stopped this. Carry. Take your precaution.
Okay.
Have your head in a swivel. I mean it. Wouldn't have stopped this, but there are a lot of scenarios where it would come in handy if you understand what is coming from the left. Grab yourself. Want to make it simple? Grab yourself a wheel gun and put it in not a sponsor to the show. I'll say it.
And this music is
This is something. It's an American company called a Remora holster. It sticks, pressure fitted. It also has a clip that you can put on your belt. No bulk. You can slide it around anywhere on your belt. You don't have to get crazy tactical. Get something on you. Have it on you. Know how to use it, and mentally switch yourself to ready to use it. Because you don't know.
Why do they type it like there's a fucking space,
you don't know what it is.
dude?
By the way, people get killed by bike locks. You know that? You're fine. People get killed by objects, by boxes filled with metal launched at them when they're not looking. Looks like you're fine. Who could have ever seen this coming? And we have here, obviously, Pops Crowder, who, and we're just speaking from experience here because I know what it's like.
I only
to
have
be
to
in that
type it
chair. There
into
aren't many
YouTube
people on
because
Earth who do.
people don't know how to explain how to
All
do
comers
it.
at any point in time. Come on
Fucking
up.
idiots. God, I
Pops
hate
Crowder
people
knows what
so
it's
much.
like. One other point I would like to make too. You know what else puts people in danger? Hey, trust your institutions. Guarantee you that Charlie doing what he did with TPUSA faced the same challenges we did with Change My Mind. The faculty and administration. You.
New minecart update! Oh my gosh, oh wait, Cartman 18? So
we all know minecarts are way too slow, but we can speed them up. By placing a boat on the track and then running our minecart into it, our minecart will travel at double the speed. We all know minecarts are way too slow.
Hello everybody, welcome back to a 4W33A onwards for Mega version 1.21.2 and go to single player. You have to click create improvements experiment if you're watching this video soon after it's been released. If this game rule is already available in the full base world, it has the minecart and as the minecart improvement experiment turned on, you're able to use the following command. So /game rule minecart max speed so make sure max and speed are capitalized in this.
Okay, hold on. I might have to end this and then see if I can turn on commands for the world.
God fucking damn it.
Okay, so maybe I just had to restart the world? I don't know.
Let me know when I can join.
Yeah, you can join.
So all you have to do is restart it.
I'm gonna check.
Command, and then afterwards you can put in a value. Now
Dog. It was an accident. There's a boat right there. Back down, please.
Now, the default value of this game rule is 8, but you can change it to a value between 1 and 1000, where 1 would make the maximum speed of minecart slower and 1000 would make it larger. And so these values determine the maximum speed in blocks per second that the minecart can reach. It's not the speed that will immediately gain if it goes over a powered rail. So for example,
So you have to like go into like your like the game file or some shit.
Now I have to type it into the chat.
That means that this minecart can at most go 1 block per second, which is what it's doing right here. But once of course it goes over those normal rails, it travels even slower. So here we can see what this does. We have 4 powered rails. 1000 would make it larger.
New minecart update, oh my god!
Here into the ocean. And so yes, the maximum value is 1000. If you put anything higher there, then you can see integer must not be more than 1000. And you can only put in integer values, so you can't put in like 1.5 or anything like that. Also, yes, the minecart can then float over gaps if it's going very, very fast. Integer values, so you can't put in like 1.5.
Dog, what's going on?
It's not working. Syntax error, like.
Look it up.
I'm typing it in the exact same way the guy on YouTube's doing it, and it just doesn't change.
Did you enable the Minecraft improvements?
I don't even know. I think I have to start a new world for that.
Damn. For existing worlds, if applicable, check if the experimental features are available and can be to use the command. Open your chat window, pressing / or capital T. Type the following command, replacing X with the desired speed value, / game rule space minecart capital M AX capital S PED space
So wait,
X.
What was it? Environmental what?
Minecraft improvements?
Yeah. Where is that?
See that? Let's see. For existing worlds, check if the experimental features are available. Well, it says up here, enable Minecraft improvements experimental feature or use the / game rule minecart max speed command in chat. Setting the number to desired speed between 1 and 1000.
I love when it says go to game settings and there's nothing called game settings. It's so fucking stupid.
Sure, if I can do it.
Hello guys, my stream here.
Which video did you watch? Know the YouTube name?
Max stuff. When every time I try to type in Minecraft improvements, it goes to minecart. Holy fuck.
Intro's always the best.
It's almost like it doesn't exist on YouTube. I don't understand.
So hello. तो लेफ्ट में तो कोई आपको ऑप्शन नहीं मिलता एक्सपेरिमेंटल या फिर उस फीचर्स को इनेबल करने का, तो अभी राइट में थोड़ा स्क्रॉल करके देखते हैं। तो राइट में थोड़ा नीचे जाओगे तो आपको दिख जाए
Yeah, like there's no option. Just phantom options that these magical people have. Hey, why are you mad all the time? 'Cause shit literally doesn't work for just me. That's why. Yeah, oh well.
You get a permit,
Tough
you
shit, I
settle in
guess.
somewhere that you can secure on campus, and then they say, sorry, you've offended people, and the administration says you have to move. And you can go back, and then you're in a different spot, and then you're on a sidewalk with a bunch of professors crossing their arms. Think that maybe increases the risk? Anyway, Pops Crowder, what sticks out to you? I mean, you've been there. You've tackled people who tried to run up.
Not well, according to Gerald, but you know, I do my best. I played hockey.
Well, there's
I
considered.
heard
you got quite reach.
Yeah, that's about it. He got around me, but he knew we were after. Couple points though. You know, this is important. I think. You mentioned Charlie saw it coming. Well, maybe he didn't see it coming, but he knew what he was operating in. Let me ask you this, guys. You've seen all these great montages of him, pictures. Did you catch it? He was with his family. His kids are always rotated away from the camera. Why is that? Every same-sex couple that adopts a family, do they rotate their kids away from the camera? Half the country might not agree with that position, but they know, no, we're good, we're safe. Both sides. And to your point about the university, I had a guy come up to me and say, hey, and you were gonna play in a show at a 2,800 seat theater,
He said, Maya Angelou just played that theater. She didn't need any security. This is the chief of campus police said this to me. She doesn't need any security. Why do you guys expect all this? I said, well, stop and ask yourself a question. She doesn't need any security. We do. Who's the bad guy in the situation? And I watched the lights come on, a chief of police of a major university, and he goes, we got you covered. We had 22 officers at that show. 22. It's not both sides.
No,
and it's not a matter of opinion.
No, it's not. That's a very good point that Charlie has to turn his family.
You know that.
You'll never see a picture of any of my family. And
here's our adopted family. We know we're safe. The right's not coming after us. They don't agree with us. They're not going to shoot our kids or kidnap us, right? They know. It's not both sides. It's not a matter of opinion, guys. It's a demonstrable truth.
Well, look at Josh and I. A lot of people may not know this. I met Josh because he was performing, opening up when I was the first time I was in Spokane, Washington, and he booked that club. And when you booked that club and you weren't super familiar with me, I was showing up. You had staff walk out.
Yeah. Well, they didn't walk out. They didn't come to work. They called out, and it was kind of an issue because it is a high turnover kind of job, and they needed all hands on deck with Steven there because
we had metal detectors.
People like to buy tickets to your shows.
Yeah. We had metal detectors. We had security. Let me ask you this.
First time, by the way. First time that comedy club. I worked for a chain that had 8 comedy clubs. Well, not at the time, but 8 comedy clubs. First time ever they had to get.
Nice, dude.
I was the one assigned to do it. They're like, hey, Steve, you're opening for him. You find the metal detectors. I'm like, oh, great. Great. Let me just call who? Who do I call to rent metal detectors? Everywhere I go, they go, yeah, you can buy one for $3,500.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, thanks.
Thanks, metaldetectors.com. I guess I'll go down my list.
Thanks, totally safe detectors.net.
TSA, how many guys do it?
How many liberal comics you have go through there, and they ever need that?
Never. No. Never. It's you never have. Yeah. So many, by the way.
Almost most.
Almost most. Yeah, but some of them are like the Adam Conovers of the world. He came through. They don't need anything.
No.
You know, you got all these people. They're all. I don't want to name names. But they don't need security. First time, by the way. So I texted the guy yesterday.
And we still had issues.
The owner. I texted him yesterday. I go, you think Steven's crazy now for his metal detectors? He goes, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And then you get people on the right who cannibalize you and go, I thought you were pro-Second Amendment. Well, look, I understand where you're coming from. But anywhere else out in society, it's 1-to-1. It's not 1 to 5,000.
You know what's funny, too, about that Spokane date? With all the people from staff who called out and didn't want to work because of your ideas and what they've heard about you. The next week, when they heard from the other staff about how you are a very generous person. I'm not going to go into details, but you are a generous person. Your crowds are generous people. When they came back and heard how much the other staff made on tips, they were like...
It's free enterprise. That's how it works.
Yeah, they're not...
Damn it!
They're not Bernie bros.
I was sitting at home for no reason?
Yeah. No, and I say it so that people understand, like, this is always. We live under this threat always.
Yes.
You step out. Fight like hell really does mean fight like hell. Fight like hell really does mean if you are right-leaning and you step out and you fight, you can expect to take some serious hits. And if you don't take the precautions, you will be taken out. You will be taken out. You saw the one that got through. We have to take precautions, and Charlie had to take precautions at least the last few years of his life that people on the left do not. Maya Angelou, for crying out loud, is a cultural icon. Probably drove in a Volkswagen Bug, went on stage and walked off and went to Panera. I don't know, whatever the fuck. But it's just...
It's a different
had to get some soup.
You know, like...
Yeah. And then she ate the bowl.
Oh, you can do that? Bakers hate it.
That's a thing.
No, it's a different existence. And look, we don't talk about this a whole lot. I mean, we've talked about the Change My Mind stuff where security, when we were talking about getting you back out there with this, and first conversation we had, before we even talked to you necessarily about even if you wanted to go and how you wanted to do it, was how do we make this safe?
Yeah.
You know, like, I had conversations with my family about social media posts.
Mm-hmm.
And by the grace of God, they've been pretty good about it, but they don't understand.
No.
I got calls and I got texts yesterday. They understand.
Yeah.
And I hate that they have to feel like this to understand. But when your dad calls just to check on you because he knows that you're in this industry,
my dad did.
You know, it's a well, yeah, but it's different. Like we have been living under this. That shouldn't be the case for holding political opinions or ideological stances that are pro freedom, pro your voice being heard, pro
I was kidding, bro. I was kidding.
Pro the economy getting better for everyone. Like it just is baffling to me.
And your dad shares your name, so there's a little CYA
Well,
there.
yeah,
dude.
I remember when you came to me with a change my mind idea. I don't think you went to anybody else. And you said, "Look, I've got this idea. Tell me what you think."
Fuck is your
You know,
problem,
the left is always
dude?
saying,
Leave me
"Can't
alone.
we just have civil discussion?
What do you
Can't
mean?
we just sit down and talk about some of these ideas?"
Leave me alone, dude.
And he said, "I think I'm going to do
What
that.
do you mean?
I'm going to invite people to come up to a table. We're just going to
Stop
talk.
chasing
We're
me.
gonna see if there's emotion and
Literally
logic
no idea what
meeting
you're
and how we
talking
can
about.
work things out."
Bro, I could fucking see behind me.
Real visionary. It's going around the world 2 billion times.
Fuck!
Real visionary, Dad. But we didn't broadcast it. It wasn't about. We never had speakers where, hey, everyone can hear me on the left or take them down. No, it was to be a civil conversation. That's how you.
Those ideas,
yeah, that was your idea.
And you get taken out anyway.
And the people in the crowd were always, "We can't hear you." That's by design. This will be played in an uncut fashion online, so they'd smell that on a mile away if we edited anything.
Yeah.
And it goes out raw.
And the left
yeah.
agonizes and insults and edits.
And the
gets
risk,
away with it.
if we were to broadcast it and not just show up and unfurl the banner at the card table, puts you at much more risk.
Yeah.
And we just said we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they had more. You know, TPUSA is a big organization.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Things get through. Things get through. But I just want you to.
What do you want?
See the horror.
What do you want, Doug?
Of what
No, what do you want?
Charlie,
Stop chasing.
But know what he was living with before that, and the risk he was willing to take anyway. Know that there was a lot of blocks being put up. And there were a lot. And I had Ben Shapiro text me. Look, Ben Shapiro and I have had our differences. Say like, "Hey, thanks, you actually saved my life." I said, "Yeah, I know we have our differences. I'd do it again." He said, "No, I know. He said, I know you're that guy." People handed one of my producers an ice pick, and we're going to get a sawed-off shotgun in their trunk.
Yeah.
And we had it all on camera. By the way, people were arrested that night with said weapons by local PD, and I handed the footage to ABC News, who happened to be there. And no interest. None.
Because it was Ben.
And that was in
And at the time, I couldn't.
One of those Jewish Nazis.
Yeah. I could not believe the vitriol coming out against Ben at that time.
Ironically, that was in Utah.
Yeah, well, that was in Utah as well. But the one I saw specifically, I think it was before this, was at Berkeley, where there was all those riots and protests for him just speaking, just having a conversation. It just happens on one side. Point to me the speaker on the left. This happens to. When Dean Withers and all those guys, they're putting up their Un-F America tour. And they're basically, in most of the bios that are included on the people that are going to be there, they mention Charlie Kirk or Charlie Kirk, I think is what they called him, or any other name they could come up with. Did they face any pushback at all? And I don't want them to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not calling for that. I'm just saying they don't have to live with that same kind of expectation that somebody could come and try to take me out.
That's right.
He was going to Charlie Kirk's events, his Prove Me Wrong events, and going right up to the front with his cameras and his boys that are obviously bigger than him, and yelling out stuff and trying to antagonize Charlie.
Yes, of course.
None of those thousands of people did anything to him.
No.
Nope.
None of those thousands of people threatened him.
Totally safe.
They might have, pushed him back or said, "Hey, get out of here," or you're a douche or whatever. But
it shouldn't be.
He never once feared for his life. Nope. He put a video out. He put a video either yesterday, or maybe this one. I think it was yesterday. He put a video of him crying about the Charlie Kirk thing, and as he's crying about it, putting on his theater, a little bubble pops up. Join the fan club.
Subscribe.
What a little pussy.
You know what? Join the fan club so I can fuck with other conservative lives and inspire violence. You know what? Hey, join the clubs, not just ours. Join the ones of the people who are fighting for you. Because as legacy media dies, the only media you're going to have left is the ones that you support. That's all you're going to have left. And let me just, when I say inflection point, I was talking with Lane the Brain here yesterday, and you can come in and let me know if I'm speaking out of turn, because look, when this happened, I'm sure people here might even think I'm curt or a dick, because I have to to keep from becoming emotional, I process it by joking, maybe trying to be a little bit more stone-faced, and then went home, and that's when the levee broke. Because if everyone is crying here and I am, then it makes it really hard. But we were already exhausted because Zalewska, who is not to be forgotten, that's what we were covering, and it really took its toll. And then this happened, and Lane, who you know does great work, just said, he said, I wasn't here with David Dorn. He said, I just feel like everything's been sucked out of me. He said, how do you deal with it? I said, well, first off, follow a routine tonight. Do what you have to do to rest, and get as good a night's sleep as you can. Won't fix it, but it'll recharge you enough to do what we have to do tomorrow. And then keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing because it adds up, and that doesn't apply to him, it applies to all of you. You keep putting one foot in front of the other. I said, Lane, by that, what I mean is today, when people released and ran with the story and said, this is the shooter, and you said, yeah, I don't know, the guy seems crazy, but I don't know if that's the shooter, and everyone was saying, I got it, this is the shooter. I said, no one else had that internal conflict, because you care. Because you care, and you're not just trying to get a click and a click and a click and a click, but be right and help people. I said, keep doing that, because it may not be the flair in the moment, but it adds up. It adds up. The integrity adds up, and that's why someone under the umbrella of the DOJ texted us today. See, Lane? See what I'm talking about? They trust you. It's the credibility. And then I said, you know what, though? So you're going to see a new right wing. You're going to see a new conservative. I've been here on YouTube since 2008. I've seen it change. I said, back then there were none. There were none. It didn't exist. The flying spaghetti monster comment, if you remember. That was the go-to for anyone who was a Christian. You were assumed to be an idiot, persona non grata. I said, well, you know what? I think this is valuable territory. I think there's something there. And I kept going. And I said, but what the left does, and what I mean by frog in the boiling water, stay with me here, is they push and 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 they push. And then you find yourself at the point where you go, okay, wait, how many? 15 to 29 illegal aliens in the course of 3 years? Okay, wait, hold on, wait, how much? But they don't want any type of borders. How many crossings? Okay, wait, 15,000 late-term abortions every single year? All right, okay, wait, how many sanctuary states where children can be ripped from their parents and hidden and given mind-altering puberty blockers and hormones? Okay, all right, wait, oh, that's right, Nazi, Hitler, how much armed security do I have to have? Okay, that's right. And you add it up. Oh, wait a second. You're not allowed to report crime statistics on the world's biggest media tech company? Oh, okay, sure. And you've been backed up so much that then at a certain point you have to go, what the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing here? And jump out of that pot. But I would tell you this, as defeating as that may sound, the flip side is true. From here, from 2008 to now, and the billions of places, that adds up. And Charlie Kirk doing what he did for that amount of time and influence, that adds up. And people like Ben Shapiro and the new generation of people come, that adds up. That adds up. Where people hear these ideas, people go, wait a second, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't have open work. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, maybe the science is in now and we shouldn't alter the minds of young children. Add up billions and billions, and that adds up. And this frog is jumping out of that boiling water. It's been turned up slowly. And because of the seed that has been planted by people like Charlie and everyone in this movement, there's a new right wing. There's a different right wing. And they're going to fight back. This isn't Bush, Gore, Bush, Kerry, Romney, Obama. It's not that dynamic. It's you've been killing us in startling numbers. And if you're not killing us, you're killing our reputations with lies, and we're not gonna do it anymore. We're not, you've lost the war of ideas, so now you're killing and intimidating. And we're not gonna err on the side of mercy and grace. You approach a table with anything other than a handshake you should expect violence. You approach and yell with a sign or say Hitler or genocide, at least a tackle. The left has to be so afraid, so petrified from even thinking of committing a violent crime. Not even a murder, a violent crime, an assault, battery, doxing, going to your house. They have to be so terrified because the consequences are so severe that they start straightening up. Not all people who vote Democrat, but the activists that you've had to deal with. You know, the ones who shoot up schools. You know, the ones who killed Charlie Kirk. And the ones that you don't see, who tried to kill Charlie Kirk, who tried to maim Charlie Kirk before this. And yours truly. And you'll probably never hear about those. You know why? Because the security issue that takes place, the threat, the attack, discussing it publicly is a security issue in and of itself. So it becomes a personal hell to live through. And it's only one side. Why do you think Charlie Kirk, before he was killed by a leftist terrorist, had to have a flak jacket, had to have armed security? He didn't. Then he did. Why? Why do you think Josh, for the first time, had to have metal detectors at clubs? Why do you think venues see security that they've never seen before when someone comes in? Whether it's Charlie, whether it's me, whether it's Ben, whether it's Michael Knowles, whether it's Matt Walsh, they'll all tell you the same thing. Why? We didn't have that until we had to. Maya Angelou doesn't need it. People, I don't even know on the left. I know they don't. I know they don't. Frogs jumping out of the boiling water and the seed that was planted by people like Charlie and the work that you support and we will continue to do and not be intimidated into silence has created a new right, a new conservative. It's a new conservatism, populism, right-wing, whatever you want to call it, that understands the threat that we are facing. That's the new day. That's the change. It's awful. It's an awful place to be. It's an awful decision to have to make. Yeah. And Charlie should have never had to make it. Out of almost everybody. When you talk about opinions and you talk about his approach, he shouldn't have had to make those decisions. There should be no risk. None. Zero associated with someone allowing anyone who wants to come up and have a conversation and talk about taxes, gun rights, abortion, or transitioning children. That should be a riskless endeavor. It is.
Came all this way for fucking sand, dog.
Nice, dude.
One thing really quickly that you said that, you talked about the routine, getting into that. One thing that helped me immensely yesterday.
Is this the furthest you've been from the castle?
An hour and a half. And
I don't know.
As much as Charlie's message was about,
I went pretty far past the Arizona area.
About getting in the Word. It's about considering the case for Christ. So if you're searching for answers today, like I know a lot of us were last night, like start in Scripture. It's a great place to ground yourself. And if you're somebody who, just like me, like I'm in Scripture every single day, in those moments, jump back in, because nothing makes sense outside of it.
Yep.
Especially on days like yesterday. Like, I think we all felt that. Like, part of your soul was ripped out.
Yes.
Like, we specifically were attacked, even though we weren't. It was just unbelievable.
Two things that really, and yeah, praying obviously, but I'm just talking, gonna try to lighten this up before we get to a 7+1 train.
Good luck with that.
Was Andrew Wilson had called me last week.
I worked very hard on that.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass jumps in
We
front
all
of me.
did.
But did you write a segue?
Yeah.
No, that's Steven's job. That's the boss.
But we Andrew Wilson called me last week and was like, you might want to think about going out because it's been years, changed my mind again. He said, it's something that you started and you really should
do it. And I think especially now with what we're seeing with Gen Z, he said, yeah, it's very encouraging. And then he called me yesterday and said, yeah, I was wrong, don't do it.
Yeah.
He said, don't do it. And there was nothing self-serving about saying it. He was trying to encourage me, and he said, yeah. He said, you're on the menu. He said, you're on the menu, and it doesn't stop with this. So I was like, oh, there are people looking out for me. And my lady, my missus, who is Latina, therefore crazy, texted me, oh my God, I swear to God, if you ever do another change my mind, I will kill myself.
Horrible.
Oh, she does love me. Like, you're never going back out there on campus again. If you do it, I will kill myself. You don't want that. Like, oh.
You can't go. I'm pregnant.
You know, everyone expresses it in their own way.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Your fucking arm's tied. You're still waving like a fucking dumbass.
Subscriptions. Can we do that?
We did get a couple of.
What dog? I'm trying to say hello.
With 50.
Wow. Thank
And
you so much.
LD Hall 822 with another 50.
Wow.
So,
Great job,
huge
guys.
thanks,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you guys very much.
Wonderful.
And, you know, thank Rumble. Thank Chris Pavlovsky. I would not be able to say the things. Let me ask you this.
No.
Do you think that I said things today? Do you think that are we expressing, in chat, are we expressing, am I so far out there that you feel disconnected from what we're saying? Does it seem too radical to you? Or is this what you're feeling? Is this what you're thinking?
Nice, man.
Do you think that these things today need to be discussed? Because YouTube says you can't. Rumble's the only place where we can't.
They absolutely need to be discussed. And I hate when people use war analogies for things that are nothing close to war, but I think it's appropriate that it feels like a war on speech, war on ideas.
It is.
It's terrorism.
And we've seen it mildly, what we thought was mildly, with censorship and administration getting involved in private companies and what they're allowed to post and what they're allowed to let be post on their sites.
Yeah.
Facebook, Meta, you know, YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
It feels like a war on speech.
That's a very important point. I was talking with Lane too about this yesterday. I said here's the one thing that you can always be guaranteed. And I want you guys to listen. This is, and I mean this is not hyperbole. I'm going to speak in an absolute, and I stand by it. Whenever there's a major tragedy, whenever there's a major conflict, whenever there's a major flashpoint, inflection, and you don't have all the information, and you probably don't have all the answers, the only guarantee is that the answers the left will provide will be wrong. They will be incorrect. Let me prove it to you. And it's not like I'm Houdini. It's that you know they start off, the kernel is a lie. The kernel is a mistruth. So if you were to look at Charlie Kirk's in cold blood terrorist attack, murdered, leaving children fatherless, I hope I drive that home so that the left understands. Charlie Kirk, as you referred to him before he started acting like his friend. If you look at that problem and go, both sides, heated rhetoric, cool it down. The solution will be wrong, because the solution will be more censorship on the biggest platforms, predicated on
Why
the
you get in my
idea
way,
that
though?
both sides get
No!
radicalized and commit violence. Now, if you start with the truth, which the left cannot, they are incapable of doing, which is only one side is experiencing this level of violence, it's not even close. The solution will be, hey, maybe we need to stop marginalizing and demonizing the half of the country that elects presidents and the president on the world's biggest platforms. The solution the left offers will be wrong. When you look at Zarutska and you see what happened, the left, starting with the kernel is a mistruth. Well, it looks, this is going to be used. This is going to be used to generate racism.
Woman trying to start a fight that she doesn't want to be a part of.
Racism is a problem, and so we need to correct those wrongs by being empathetic through our system. What can we, cash bail, cashless bail, catch and release, 11 counts before a murderer is caught that we just heard yesterday. The solution will be wrong. If you start and you look at Zarutska and you go, okay, what we're watching is a woman dying senselessly alone, but in public. At the hands of someone
No,
who is
nobody
12
help.
times more likely to kill her, white, than a white person is a black person, and that's been going on for a long time. Your solution will be, hey, we need to stop with the laws that pander to and cater to criminals. The left looks at those crime statistics. And by the way, I've spent a lot of time looking at the arguments from the left. You know what their entire argument is, Hansaruska? Their entire argument is, no. The 1350 meme, 13% of the population, 50% of the crimes. It's because of racial bias. It's because of the targeting. Not the crime, the targeting. Let me tell you where that falls apart. The targeting doesn't explain verifiable lives lost at 12 times the rate. The targeting. Okay. 12 times more likely to be killed by a black person than a white person. So you have bodies. Are the police just targeting white bodies? 12 times the rate. It falls apart. Transgenderism. Tranny.
Okay, fuck this, man.
You look at that problem, and what you have is something that was always classified as a mental
What do you mean,
mental disorder, gender dysphoria, where people.
I was looking
had
for
the
something, but it
delusion
doesn't
that
want
they
to
were
fucking
in the
show its
wrong
face, so.
body. Okay. Now,
What?
the left will start with the kernel
What are you looking for?
of a lie or a mistrust, and go, hey, actually, it
Why would there be a
seems
chest
that
there?
they're born
Because that's where
in
the
the
treasure
wrong
map
body.
showed it.
And so
Oh.
we need to be empathetic, and we need to
Maybe it's over here,
enable.
actually.
We need to empower these people
Whoa.
to change all the facets of their body and hormones that don't match up with the right body. You can even find clips of that in Law & Order SVU where
Wait,
they
what?
actually say
Where'd you get the
happens
treasure
when a
map?
boy is born with a girl brain or a girl is born with a boy
One of
brain.
the sunken
The
ships.
solution's going to be wrong because if you look at the truth, you go, okay, what do we have as far as studies? What do we have as far as the most comprehensive study? Do all studies ever conducted show that a transgender individual, if he is biologically a male and they examine the brain, confirm that it's a male brain, and the same for females? Yes. The solution would be this is a disorder that is not in line with biology, and so we need to help them because they're sick. If you look at immigration, and the left starts with a mistruth. The left starts with a lie.
Yo, dog, I'm just trying to help.
Just people seeking a better life.
Oh.
And we're a nation of immigrants, and you know what? They're a net benefit to this country, so we need to allow more of it to the tune of 15 to 20 million in 3 years. But if you start with the truth, not all of them are just seeking a better life. There is a large criminal component, and even those who are not a part of the critical criminal component enable. The planet's right now to have more slaves on Earth than ever in history, over 50 million. That flourishes under open borders. Underage sex slaves require democratic policy for immigration. Also, they're not a net benefit. They drain 150 to 450 billion dollars from the taxpayer a year. The left solution will be give them a fast path. Don't deport them. And the right, identifying the truth, will be we have to do something about this, limit it, and protect the taxpayer. The left, looking at gun violence, starts with a kernel that's a lie. It's a mistruth. And they go, oh, a gun was used to kill somebody. We need gun control. That's what'll change this. And the solution is wrong because 94% of mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. And we know, if you look at the truth, firearms are used far more in defensive uses than in mass shootings, and it's not even close. And there's no way to get rid of them. The only guarantee, we don't have all the answers. By the way, I even see those on the left right now with Charlie Kirk. He was an advocate for guns. And, look what...
Oh, I saw that a lot. I saw a lot of posts that were basically, hey, guys, come up and...
Yeah.
How ironic, ha ha ha.
Guarantee you Charlie Kirk would stand by his statement today.
100%.
Absolutely.
Guarantee you he would. She said, maybe we need some gun control. Don't let Charlie Kirk die in vain. Don't let them twist that narrative. We don't have all the answers. This morning, because of Jay and Undercover, you have some. And that's not me, that's them. That's your infrastructure. I'm incredibly grateful. We don't have all the answers. But one guarantee, or one certainty in life in the 21st century, you don't have all the answers. Whatever answer, solution, prescription,
Yo, chill, dude, Joe.
will be wrong. Always. Always.
Yo, chill, dude.
Turning politics into a team sport. Stop being wrong 100% of the fucking time and we can talk.
Yo, what the problem?
Any updates, Joe?
Really quickly, we do have a lot of people that may have just kind of jumped onto the stream. So do me a favor and just recap the exclusive story that we have. You can pull that back up and just what was put out, because the media didn't do a good job of covering that. I think the only one that ran with it was the Wall Street Journal. There may have been some others since then, but this morning, early on, we put this out.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. Again, we kind of live in a bubble here when we're in this studio. So this morning, and this was because of the Undercover unit who have done great work, you know, with the Nashville Manifesto, with Jay Varma, the COVID architect, DOJ stories with Donald Trump. Because you've supported them with your membership and
Some fucking faggot doesn't want my help, dude.
This morning, a leak that was nowhere else from someone under the DOJ in detail. And the reason this was sent to Jay in our Undercover unit is because this person was concerned that it may be buried. So this is part of the ATF memo regarding the shooting. Multiple SLC-1 and 3 agents responded immediately. The suspect fired one shot from an elevated position on a rooftop in an adjacent building on the campus, and surveillance video shows the suspect jumping off and fleeing the area on foot. ATF and other law enforcement located an older model imported Mauser 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel in a wooded area near the campus. The location of the firearm appears to match the suspect's route of travel. The spent cartridge was still chambered in addition to 3 spent rounds. All cartridges have engraved wording on them expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. An emergency trace has been submitted, and ATF SLC is working leads generated by the trace. They're taking the ammunition, the firearm, and examining it.
Yeah.
But just to be clear, it was a bullet engraved with the ideology that has been echoed from all of media, the left, every single presidential candidate for the last, call it 8 years. And the reason that we were sent this, you know, an illegitimate online entertainment show, if you hear NPR say it, is because someone under the DOJ was concerned that this would be buried. Was concerned that this may not get out there. And you know what? I think they're right. I think if we didn't get out there first, I don't think Wall Street Journal does. We'll never know.
We know that CNN wouldn't cover it that way because they had access to this information and put cultural phrases.
I'm trying to think of what that could mean. Cultural phrases.
Yeah.
What's a cultural phrase?
Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Snitches get stitches.
Cultural. My people eat baklava. Here, man.
So I do have another exclusive update.
Is this what you were talking about earlier?
No, it's not related necessarily to this, but this is important and timely. So, apparently from Al Qaeda in, let me see if I can go ahead and pull
Arabian Peninsula.
Go ahead and pull it up. Yeah. So Al Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula is basically saying they're calling for Muslims in the United States to commit acts of terror and attempt to assassinate President Trump, VP Vance, Secretary Rubio, and Secdef Hegseth, all Muslims in the United States to commit an act of violence and jihad, and choose your government targets wisely. So this is coming from Spec Ops Command, kind of an internal source.
This is exclusive to us?
This is exclusive to us. Now, to be fair, this kind of thing does from time to time get issued. It also is September 11th. It's kind of a, you know, it's something that I'm sure that they've had eyes on before, but this was sent to us as something that was very relevant today for everybody to be aware of. So especially if you're in communities with a heavy kind of population, or it's just keep your head on a swivel day. I hate to say that, but it is. So they're coming for us. I want you to be caring, and I want you to get them first. Make sure, but
For people who are new, I am not. I hope that I've crystallized. And anyone here who disagrees, I open the floor. I am not encouraging active violence.
No.
Going to the left. But I am advocating a hair trigger defensive approach now. Hair trigger. What I mean is err on the side of caution for your life and your family. No more grace if someone approaches you violently and makes it known why. Because they've been radicalized by the left. Err on the side of swift defense. I would rather see that than see another Charlie Kirk. And believe me, the left would like as many as possible. They'll feign outrage or sadness today just long enough so that they can claim they didn't, this is something that they never saw coming and didn't want.
Or they do it so they can mask the next thing they're about to say. They can say it under a veil, like, "Oh, this is so sad. This should never happen. It has no place in our politics." But he did do it to himself.
Right.
Yeah. And this tagline: "America on edge amid rising political violence." No, CNN. America is not on edge. Half of America is on edge. That's right now. The other half is living comfortably knowing that the other half isn't going to do this stuff to them. Half of us are on edge. You put up a graphic a little while ago with attacks, different kinds of attacks, plots, going back to 2011. There was one exception on that list. Charlie Kirk was at the top of that list. One exception. All of those were politicians. No politician shouldn't have to face that either. A Supreme Court justice, somebody in the government. These are all government officials. It's different. It came outside of that. Somebody talking about ideas. It shouldn't happen to anybody, but I know you want to lump it together with everything else that's happened and try to paint a picture of escalating tensions in America. No. There's escalating tensions on one side, and they're coming after us.
Not
Can you
anymore.
Please just address it. Can you please just make sure that our voices get heard on this so we don't have any more Charlie Kirks? Can you please do that?
And I don't think they're saying that anymore. I don't think they're saying an illegitimate pseudo-news organization, entertainment show. No. Not anymore. Guess what? There are other ways to get information out. I'll give you one. I don't want to put you on the spot here. Army Ranger. I don't want to say sniper. Did I say sniper?
No, I used to be a ranger, but
yeah, okay.
No, I was.
Your point about a professional shooter and all that. Nobody could have made that. I mean, give us your insights on that. That was.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about people.
You're going to get that in an entertainment show for comedy? No, this is expertise.
You were talking earlier about people going online and posting the picture of the guy that was arrested. That poor Larry David lookalike.
Yeah, the wrong one.
Got dragged out, and everyone said, "Oh, here's the shooter." People aren't deleting their posts, but
no, those people got those clicks.
Yeah, they got those clicks, and they're leaving it up so they can get more clicks. Because you get 8 cents for every 1,000 clicks you get on Twitter or whatever the hell it is.
And before you go on, I just want to say, when I say support those on the right, not a single one who does that. Not a single one who's posted false information, like, for example, Zarutska had that Black Lives Matter flag in her room when it turned out to be a friend. Not a single one who does that. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Charlie Kirks. I'm talking about
people that source everything.
Everything.
And they speculate everything, and it's on both sides. What they do, they do speculate. Friends of ours, and that's one thing I love about this show is that before coming here, maybe I speculated time to time, and it's something I learned from you and from everyone around here is that hey, we get the facts right before we say something. But yeah, all the speculation. You see all the speculation about the shooter. There's no way it's just some random person. It's got to be a professional hitman. This is a job by Mossad. This is a job by the CAA. Or this has got to be a professional hitman. No way you can make that shot in the neck from 200 yards away. And it's like, shut the fuck up. What do you know? What do you know?
That's not even a stretch.
Go back to your video games. What do you know about this shit?
Yeah.
200 yards is not a far shot. First of all, especially if you even a cheap optic.
Yes. You
get a 2x4x on a 4x optic that costs under $300. 10-minute YouTube video, 30 minutes in the range.
Well,
You've got your gun zeroed.
Yeah.
You how long did it take me to zero your gun with you?
The 9mm carbine.
Yeah, the CZ, I think, or was it
10 minutes, maybe.
And that's because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If you didn't know what you're doing, 5-10 minutes with YouTube video.
Yeah.
Tell you where to click. It's not hard. It's not difficult.
Yeah. I have
You can
with a zeroed optic rifle. I have had a woman who never shot it before hit a dinner plate at 200 yards within the first 10 shots.
He wasn't aiming for the neck.
There it is. That's right.
And
That's the right.
Look at that! Look at that optic.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
This is not exclusive. I can't remember what New York Post put this out.
But it's a really important point, Josh. Yeah. And that's speculation, and someone who doesn't know about guns,
No!
it's an automatic thing. And someone goes, "Oh my God, that sounds like a lot." And so someone goes, "It must be CIA or Mossad because you're saying a 30-06 couldn't make a 200-yard shot."
Yeah. Mossad's using an old gun.
Yeah. Ian Carroll put that out, and listen,
it's like
saying names of people because he put that out, like the Israel shot him right in front of him. And Dave Smith, to his credit, said, "What evidence do you have that Israel was involved in this at all?"
Hey, you know what?
Waiting on that.
Hey, you know what? And by the way, it
Israel
wouldn't make a
stole
whole
his
lot of
bike,
sense.
too.
Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense because he was criticized by all the people who hate Israel because he was too pro-Israel. Charlie Kirk, right?
No, but it's these people that are out there.
Well, but Josh knows because you've shot professionally.
Yeah, and it's like
exactly.
I learned how to shoot in the Army.
Were you asked to be a contributor on any of these shows to
No, and I
your
wouldn't.
expertise?
No, and I wouldn't do it because I'm not an expert.
Yeah,
I'm not an expert in the field.
Just
you
a
know? I'm
fake-
not.
You're more of an expert than Ian Carroll.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, but you get people going out there. Oh, that's an expert shot in the neck.
What?
Who aims for the neck? Wasn't an aim for the neck. He missed.
Yeah.
He missed. He missed good.
By the way,
for him, I don't think it's good.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's the term. Missed well. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He was trying to kill Charlie Kirk. He missed the shot,
Speculation is
and
just.
he was still
Thanks for
effective
that,
with
Josh.
his
That's
shot.
true.
You know, I don't even think that's a stretch for relatives. We have a go deer hunting, 30-06 with a scope, a 200-yard shot in a deer. That's not even unheard of. It's not at all.
No, it's not.
I mean, when you were with me, after zeroing, this is a pistol carbine. And I'm not a great shot. Lever action.
Yeah.
357, 183 yards. And I hit the gong, and I said, "Well, that's about as much as I can ask for."
Yeah, I remember because I was trying to hit it with my pistol. I'm not great with a pistol.
Was that his Red Ryder you were zeroing in?
Yeah.
No, he was zeroing. But I hit it.
No,
and I
it's a
said, "That's
CZ.
about as much as you can ask because it's a pistol cartridge, right? Shooting a handgun cartridge." But 183 yards was still possible. With a rifle round, I mean, if you go to an actual
Fucking
rifle
pussy,
range,
bro.
200 yards is a pretty standard measure. Like it's not even the farthest one.
Yeah.
A pistol range will go out to 100 sometimes, like just to kind of test. It's usually maybe 30, 50, and that's stretching it. But a rifle range,
My point isn't just the facts. My point is that level of expertise on a comedy show.
No, I know.
That's the point of these guys.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to me. But there's a new sheriff in town. This whole world we're in, these people don't own the day anymore. They can't, proactively practice to deceive.
Yep.
Fucking piece of shit.
And before we go to chat, speaking of comedy show, because I know it's been a heavy 2 days.
Oh no.
Transgenders.
Oh, yeah.
I'm writing the segue as we go. Transgenders permeate everything and ruin everything. And it's actually been a real problem. We were talking about this story in the video game industry, where there was a disproportionate number of developers and video game designers transgender, and the community was pushing back. And look, I have no problem. If you're just a good game designer, I don't think that your gender should be relevant. The problem is when it sort of seeps in and you see that maybe they're pushing an agenda with the game itself. And we have some examples. That brings us to this week's 7+1 radical trans video games.
What happened, dog?
Some fucking faggot was in the game.
If you don't like it,
Yeah.
This could be a swing and a miss, but we thought you guys would like something to
put the blame on me. I pushed it.
a little levity.
Sorbet.
I blame Josh.
Oh,
I think we need it. I think we need it.
7+1.
If we have to admonish me later, that's fine.
This streaming device could produce endless off-the-grid power. Did you know that there's a simple device that generates...
If you're currently paying for a subscription to a doorbell camera, stop now.
Revolutionary, affordable, subscription-free mini security camera is disrupting the video surveillance industry in the US. This compact magnetic
So you got off Minecraft?
is easily attached to any surface,
Yeah.
making the installation as simple as sticking the camera anywhere you want.
Are you streaming?
Whether you're a qualified
Oh,
electrician
yeah.
or a housewife with prior knowledge of electrical equipment, setting up secure vision is a breeze. This groundbreaking invention was developed
with Yee.
This is what we're dealing with, man. Now look at this. Drunk 3PO. Hail Drunk 3PO. There is a massive apology tour going on right now from colleges and businesses, the likes of which I've never seen. Let them continue to show the world who they are. Look at this. Cumberland University, a message from the university president. We are committed to fostering an environment where learning, growth, and personal development can flourish, free from disruption or concern. So they're just going on about all of this. You've got Clemson right here bringing up the Charlie Kirk situation and how reprehensible it was. Clemson University addressing it. Carolina Panthers. Who is this? This one is wild. I have resigned as the honorary secretary of the Oxford Debating and Union Trust of Charity Buildings. Callousness of the union's president-elect has shocked me, but I also accept the lack of intervention on the issue. Okay? The trust is full of the most incredible people. I hope this ultimately helps in a tiny way. A great British institution that I care about so much. Dear so-and-so, I write you today regarding the behavior of the Oxford Union president-elect regarding the evil assassination of Charlie Kirk in the United States. I'm afraid that I do not see this as just another scandal that we need to encourage the union to handle. I see this as existential. The delegate is about to be run by someone who glorified the political assassination of a man whom he had debated in the Oxford Union chamber just months ago. And instead of apologizing, the president-elect has doubled down, listing all the reasons why Mr. Kirk is a terrible person with views so abhorrent that his it's a word that Disney used to describe Gina Carano. You remember that one? That his murder was merely ironic. This is a psychopathic response from someone who has no intention of or perhaps the ability to feel shame. Wow. So this guy has resigned because of that. This is bad. This is very bad. Golden Knights, we condemn in the strongest possible terms the deplorable comments made on social media by an employee of Lotus Broadcasting regarding Charlie Kirk. This individual is not an employee of the Golden Knights and has never been an employee of the Golden Knights. Glorifying or excusing violence is vile, unacceptable, and will not be tolerated. Leftists are falling apart right now. The National Guard is aware of inappropriate comments made by some on our social media concerning the tragic death of a fellow American from political violence. Such comments are reprehensible, tasteless, and out of line with our values. Clay Travis says Comcast, the owners of MSNBC, have issued a public apology for their coverage of Charlie Kirk's death and say they must do better. Okay, prove it. Hire sane people and put them on the air. Fire more morons. The Wall Street Journal. Holy crap. Thank you, Jay, for putting all this together, by the way. Thank you so much. Shout out to Drunk 3PO. Editor's note, an earlier version of the article detailed how an internal law enforcement bulletin said that ammunition recovered following the Charlie Kirk shooting was engraved with the expressions transgender and anti-fascist ideology. Justice Department officials later urged caution about that. So here you got the Office of the Secretary of Air Force. The Department of the Air Force is aware of inappropriate comments concerning recent political violence. Ball State. The administration of Ball State is aware of social media posts by 2 university employees. Both posts were of the employees' personal accounts, and the posts do not reflect the culture on our campus. Wow. It just goes on and on. We are watching this play out, and it's beautiful. Massive, massive apology tour going on. And they're scared. I mean, that's ultimately what they are. They are scared. And what I am saying, what my message is that don't give them any reason to spin this. Don't do it. Just keep a level head. Don't lash out. Don't say anything that can be used against you right now, because they are on the ropes. It is very, very, very important to remember that. As I said, some of the most shocking news of the day was this right here. Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida lowers flags to half-staff in remembrance of Charlie Kirk. Are you kidding me right now? That is crazy. Holy crap. When Walt Disney World is doing that, I am astonished at this news. I could not believe this when I saw it. Amazing. I'm not even subscribed to Jay. No, I'm not gonna subscribe to Jay. I don't like him that much. I don't like him that much. Jay's a good guy, but not enough to subscribe. But you guys should subscribe to him to offset me not subscribing. I think that will work. What is this? Less than 2 weeks ago, MSNBC making fun of what a coward Charlie Kirk is. So sick. Hang on, let's see. See if I can get it to play.
Charlie Kirk, this is my prime example of MAGA men operating in fear. He is the biggest titty baby on. Last month, he...
You just defined for it. Can we get a quick sidebar titty baby definition?
Baby is a such phrase, you know, with a baby on the boob that never weans. Okay, so Charlie Kirk is the biggest titty baby. He was in New York City a few weeks ago, and he put on his Twitter, that guy who's giving Taylor Swift unsolicited advice, he put, I've been in New York all weekend, and I haven't felt safe once. And I'm like, I've been in New York for 5 days. I've ridden the subway. I've been all up and down. I haven't felt unsafe. Not one time, Charlie Kirk. But these men advertise their cowardice. What he did, that was a profile in cowardice. We should give him an award for that. That is the most pathetic thing. So Charlie Kirk.
I am so glad that they are being exposed. And you know they're panicking right now. Panicking big time. Profiling keeps you alive? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, now I haven't heard this one, but here is a clip. A lot of people are talking about Theo Vaughn, and he addressed Charlie Kirk's passing. So I like Theo Vaughn, and a lot of people have been complimenting what he said. So let's take a look at what Theo Vaughn had to say really quick.
I think something about that makes me sick. That's what it is. I think it's made me feel sick. And I think there's other stuff, you know, like feeling like there's like, it feels like some people in the world, like some like dark and powerful people know what's going on and they're not telling the rest of us. I think that feels like what's happening sometimes. And I don't know if I'm the only person that's feeling that. I feel like they all know something that's happening. It always feels like there's something bigger and eviler in the distance, hiding behind something that's kind of laughing a little. And, yeah, and this just felt like the pinnacle of the horn of whatever creature that is, kind of. Or yeah, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, and I think it's scary. It's like, yeah, it's like where is safe? Where is safe? Where is safe? You know, how is like a dad or parents who send their kids to school supposed to feel like they're in a safe place? It used to feel like things were safe.
Well, public school.
Here to London.
I don't know if public school has felt safe for a long time. I mean, the truth of it is
what did some faggot just say?
Schooling is clearly the best option.
You fucking deaf?
And I know
fucking Mike is a faggot.
You're fucking deaf, dude.
Clearly the best option. And then a private school is the next best option. Public school is the last option you should take. but
I said
unfortunately
fly
it's the
to
most
fucking
affordable and the best option from what I understand.
Yeah, which London?
You know?
Huh?
Or maybe
The
it
one
never, I
that
don't know,
you
maybe it never felt like
fucking
that.
went to, you fucking retard.
But I don't know, it used to feel like things were safe somehow.
I don't know. I mean, I don't consider things safe when I was in school.
They're on your
I also like Theo Vaughn. I don't know.
Fucking
I think
retard,
the thing
man.
that gets lost in all of this, when people say the things that he's saying, is, and this is the thing that a lot of people people don't have the ability to.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, if you
think
like this
beyond
plane
what's
so
right.
much, why not just buy the plane in real life?
Nice. I wonder how many hours of minimum wage I would have to work to earn that.
And bad shit has always been going on in the
Well,
world.
we could calculate that.
Nothing is
How much does this plane
different from
cost?
that perspective, except for
I
the
don't know.
fact that
They could
we
probably
have
fucking
access
label
to
it as
everything
whatever
that's
price they
happening
wanted, but I'll say
in every
330.
single day, every country.
Okay, so 330 million. How much do you earn in a day?
On our computer, we have the ability. When I was growing up, I didn't have.
Well, I was just gonna divide it by hour.
Smartphones. The idea
Okay,
of
fine.
me watching TV on my phone.
How much? What's the minimum wage?
Like I'm watching the.
I don't think it's 1750, but that's the last thing I made at the daycare.
My
So
dad got a bag phone, and I thought we were rich. We got it from a pawn shop.
You have to work 18,857,142 hours.
So that seems pretty doable.
And if we divide that by 24.
But remember, they only want you to work 40 hours a week.
Okay. You have to work 780,000 days. If we divide that by 365,
When we were kids playing with
that's
G.I. Joes and
2,152 years, dog.
That shit was going on in the world that whole time. Just because we didn't know
That seems doable to me.
it wasn't happening. Every
How
day
many
you
did
pick
you
up
say?
Twitter, your feed is showing you
2,152 days. I mean, yeah, 252 years.
No, but remember, they only want you to work
This is not
40 hours
this
a week.
is why I dismiss so many of these theories that people
And
have.
you're counting holidays and weekends as well.
And I am wrapped up in social media, but I'm also not dumb enough to believe
97,000 years.
It's that simple.
That's actually
That
hilarious.
shit was always happening.
That is the amalgamation of what your dreams are and what it takes to acquire them.
You know, I think you'd probably have better luck trying to build one of your own.
Wouldn't it be nice if you had one of those things that if you have like a small model of it, you can just turn it into the real thing? I should invent that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like if I have
Small model.
if I have a 172 scale Raptor, I just turn it into a real one, and I'll call it the Matter Manipulator.
How you gonna pilot it? It's 172 scale.
No, I'm gonna make it in real fucking size. Did you not understand what I said?
How are you gonna physically do that?
Because I'll have a matter manipulator. That's what I just said.
And how are you gonna get a matter manipulator?
I'll make it.
Okay, how are you gonna make it?
I don't know, dog. It's what everyone asks themselves before they make something. Is how the fuck am I gonna make it?
Nice. I mean, why don't you just buy two engine thrusters or whatever, or build those, and then make the rest out of like. I think they'll probably be cheaper. All in all.
I don't know how much lift Lego would provide though.
Yeah. How about you just build it out of Lego, and then you sand it down to make it smooth.
Well, you can only do that to
Yeah.
the bottom and the top layers. You can't do that to the middle layers because then you'll have nothing to connect them to.
Oh well, I mean that's fine. What's the issue?
What's the issue? Yeah, I don't know. It won't work.
Everybody has a voice now. Every single human being on this planet has the ability to create news, to create narratives, to create agendas. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's much better that more people have a voice, because when I was growing up,
I can
all
change
the
the
people
time
that were
of
sharing
day so I can
information from to us were the big three networks. And we all know they're full of shit too. So I'm glad that we have independent media. But with independent media,
Oh,
becomes
dog, I'm
the
in
ability
stealth
to
mode.
think about what you're being fed on a daily basis and understanding the context and the nuance involved with that.
Fuck, dude. Dude, we fucking shot an alien spacecraft, dude.
Just because we were not aware of
Holy
it doesn't
fuck.
mean it wasn't happening.
What do you
It
say?
was always happening. It was happening.
We shot
when
that
you were
fucking alien
5, when you were
spacecraft,
10,
dude.
when you were
We're
15,
fucked.
you're 20, and it's going to be
Oh
happening
yeah, was
all
that
the way until
technically
the day you die. You just know
waging
about
war?
all of it now versus when you were a kid and you did.
I don't know.
So,
What do you think the aliens would think?
But more voices are better, absolutely. But with more voices, just like right now, I'm looking at my Twitter feed. My Twitter feed is a disaster. The amount of shit that I am seeing on my Twitter feed, the amount of people that think that Ben Shapiro had Charlie Kirk off is amazing. They're convinced. Because Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro had an interview, and Charlie Kirk asked Ben Shapiro about Israel.
What did you have for dinners?
Raised his fucking weird eyebrows.
I went to Montana's and had some steak.
Damn, dog.
And it was quite good, yeah, and I got it for free. I didn't even have to pay.
Paid free.
It's a restaurant. They paid for my meal.
Why'd they do that?
Because they fucked it all up.
How'd they fuck it up?
My dad asked for some mushroom weird thing on the side, and they put it on my steak, and they didn't bring me my fries. So he said, would you rather eat it and we don't charge you, or we bring you your correct order but we charge you? So I said, I'll just rub it off.
Yeah, that's pretty good, dude.
And it was, as far as like a steak from a place like a place like that, like a bar and grill, it was like a 9, 10 out of 10. Can't get much better than that.
Yeah, dog. What if you were like, yeah, I'm fine with that, but then your dad's like, no, I want my fucking mushroom.
Well, he still did get it anyway.
Oh.
Dog, the airship's right there, but it's taking so long to get there. Dude, I always forget how big this thing is. Like, look at the guy in the cockpit, and then look how big the plane is. And the fact this thing can move.
Gay, dude?
Nice, dude. What? Is that the gayest shit I've ever heard? What sounded gay about that?
Your fucking voice, dude.
How big the plane? Yeah, nice, dude. And how it can move when it's so big.
Holy fuck, that was legit funny. Bro, I don't see no fucking airship.
It's because this game's too gay to have F-22s flying around without me flying it.
Dog, you're gonna kill the cows, dog.
Well, you have to do that before you eat them, so I guess that's a good thing.
Gonna ruin the meat.
Did I tell you that they had 3 F-22s at this fucking
Yes,
thing?
you did. Yes, you did, you fucking cunt. Well, fucking increase the graphics settings, man.
Nice, just so the fucking thing runs at negative frames per year.
Your computer can handle it. I want to see what it looks like. Why is a fucking $5,000 computer fucking puts it on the lowest fucking setting, dude? What a fucking fag of fags.
It's actually not even close. The
fucking piece of shit.
The average is probably high settings. And yeah, even with the best graphics card, you can't run it at the highest
fucking
shit.
bag it. So Uber Eats availables.
Holy shizzeroni. Dog, guess what I have upstairs, dog?
I don't know, dog.
Some cornbread.
Oh, damn, dude. Montana's.
And it's good too. Oh. Whoa.
And people are like, that's when Ben made the call. And I'm like, oh my god, what are you talking about? Like, what planet do you live in right now? Jesus. Like, you can see the moment when Ben made the call. I'm like, jeez, get off the internet, brother. Yikes. And they have thousands and thousands of likes, thousands of interactions. People are making that podcast. I'm like, holy shit. Maybe you should.
Dog, how was your 9/11 commemoration, dog?
Oh, dude, I just, running through those streets. Just the fucking ash.
you know you should do play GTA 4 and pretend you're doing it there.
Well, they don't have the towers in that game. Pretty sure there's a way you can get them in this game, though. Faggot doesn't want to
Just for a
play
day or two. Maybe just
Rainbow.
go to sleep, get some rest.
Yeah.
Fucking
Understand
Good
that.
idea to not fucking
But
play
anyway,
that piece of shit.
But I've got more stuff that we have to go over, because it has been a wild day, to say the least. Here's what you know what? Someone, I don't think he's taking my advice directly, because he gives me advice too.
Fucking going
But Gary,
there,
this is what
dog.
Gary does.
So I want to see
Gary's
if I can put it back
been
to
on the
the
internet
90s.
all day, and then he just sits down and watches Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
There it is right there. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Gary's like, I'm off to my happy place. Bull Bear says, I love sleep. It's underrated. You know, honestly, and I'll say that, like, for me, yeah, of course, now, I don't know why I have been blessed my entire life to have a terrible diet and not get fat and not be out of shape, and stay very relatively active, but I used to, I was always on my feet. I was always on the move, always, because I'm not the type of person that can sit down, but yet now this is what I do for a living. So for the last few years, I really started, when I say I was gaining weight, I've never been fat in my life. I don't know why, but I was gaining weight for my standards. And so in the past 2 months, I have just been, I walk all the time now. I do about 20,000 steps a day. And it has fundamentally changed how I feel, how I sleep, how I eat.
There's no pilot.
It's made my stress level drop. Everything is better when you are constantly working out or being active. So 20,000 steps a day, just doing push-ups, sit-ups, all that shit. Nothing major, obviously, because I'm not trying to be some fucking jacked, you know, wrestler or some shit like that. I just want to have, you know, I just like cardio. That's my main thing. But the point is be active. Be active.
Whoa.
And even if you're still on your phone, because I'm still on my phone when I'm active, I'm still scrolling Twitter, I'm still on YouTube, I'm still consuming the internet.
What dog?
But being active has been,
Bro,
it's
like,
been a game changer
you
for me,
landed the
because that's what I
plane.
used to do. I used to be active all the time, and then
And
started
dog, you didn't know that was a
eating Krispy
feature
Kreme
of the
donuts on the
plane.
internet all day, which was great too, by the way. I missed
Nah,
those
I
days.
didn't, dog.
Well, that's on you, dog.
Okay. I gotta catch up on some super chats really quick. Bald95 says MLK has about 100 hours of footage. Charlie has 4,000. Slain Hope says the accounts that claim Anon have all have hardcore TDS. Gold Nugget says, just to change the subject for a sec, the argument between Dave Rubin and Chunk Huger on Piers Morgan was hilarious, like an old married couple. I saw a clip of that. So Dave Rubin and Chunk Huger fighting is the definition of two retards fighting from my perspective. I don't like Dave Rubin. I don't
See
like
the new
Young
World
Turks,
Trade
so
Center there,
I don't
dog.
care. I don't care at all.
You know what to do.
Let me see really quick. Did his wife go live already? She did. She went live and she was incredible. It is one of the greatest speeches you will ever hear. I'm not overselling that at all either. It was amazing. Raggedy Man for 50 says, I just watched the Piers Morgan show, unfortunately, and the pundits on the left kept using the J6 as their rebuttal for examples of violence.
Dog, I'm about to get a
They have nothing, like Jeremy
bunch
said,
of fucking
they're
virgins,
wrong.
dog.
Give them an inch. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where I stand with it. Thank you, brother.
Nice.
Let me go back here. Slain Hope.
Yo, that would
Office
be
Depots
fucking
are
insane,
more
man.
rundown than ghetto targets.
Dog, if you do
Life
it,
is
you'll
Good
turn
says, how
white and
old
get a
is he
bunch of
then? That was 8
baddies,
years
dog.
ago. Maybe he did like
I'll
Trump,
turn white, dude.
and
Nice.
So what? He was what?
Yeah, you didn't know
14,
when you
no
go to
Trump
Jenna,
supporter, kill Charlie Kirk.
you're
No,
white,
that-
and when you go to
I
hell,
think
you're
that picture of
black,
him in the Halloween
like Cole.
costume is 100% an anti-Trump.
What do you mean, like
take.
you
I
white?
think. So,
No,
Like a
you would
fucking
be
suburban
Nancy
American?
Pelosi
You would be
supported
white.
Antifa's Occupy Wall Street. Muller
What would
says,
you
I'm
be?
only here
If you,
because
I would be
Gary.
white. If I
Look at
went to
there.
Jenna, I'd be white.
Michael says it doesn't stop.
Yeah,
if
but
it
you're
doesn't
already
stop,
white.
Jesus will show. Emerald Eye says
Okay.
millions are more.
But if I went to hell, I'd be charcoal black.
Even though we didn't know him, that's how much impact he had on this
When
generation.
you say white,
God
you
rest
mean
him.
paper white or
MC says,
peach
love you,
fucking
what's
whatever
your
the fuck
opinion,
skin color
so
white
many
people are?
blaming Israel from
That I
heartbroken,
don't think
and
the
I wasn't
specific
even
colors
look, man,
is
people
clarified,
are
but
gonna
it's
believe what
clarified
they
for
wanna believe on the
the
internet.
black one.
That's just the truth of the matter.
Oh, damn, dude, you reading up on the
It's
Quran, I
definitely
see,
gotten
huh?
more and more popular.
I've known this for
over
a
the
year,
last few years.
2 years maybe.
Yeah,
But I think that it's like there
growing
are,
out your beard too, huh?
Nice.
I would
What's going on with you?
consider, like,
What's going on with you?
it, like, genuinely
What are you
has been
planning,
at the
dog?
ground level.
Nice.
But now there's been so
Snack
many
bars,
people that
Allah.
have jumped on the bandwagon.
You know how it
that
is with you white
pretend
folks.
They care about
You
something that I
lost a
think
meeting, and then, you know, one day you grow out a fucking beard and you go, Allah Akbar.
There's been a lot of people that have jumped on the bandwagon that see it as an opportunity to capitalize.
You ever see those ginger Islamic terrorists, dude?
So
Oh,
yeah,
I have before, yeah.
Big Z says W Jeremy.
What do you think of them,
I hope
dude?
this link is protection because I saw 4 more posts on Instagram.
Are they
of
actually
people
white
wanting
though, or are
to,
they just
go
like
after them
albinos?
if they touch his family? No mercy.
They're white.
Let's see.
But their pigment is fucking off, though.
This is a mad world, and we shouldn't have to live like this. The 500 Club says, I know you're not a huge Tom McDonald fan, but he made an amazing video for Charlie. Well, I don't have anything against Tom McDonald. I like him. I like Tom McDonald, but I just...
Oh, that's a big parking lot.
It's really, like...
What, on top of a building?
I know a lot of people think
That's a
that Tom
big
McDonald's good. I don't think Tom McDonald's good. Maybe that song is good, but I mean,
What
I just
the
don't think Tom
fuck
McDonald's
is
good at all.
that?
I think it's really bad, to be honest.
It's probably for the airport, I would assume.
But I appreciate him.
Or it's
I do
a
appreciate
junkyard.
him.
Yeah, it's probably a junkyard.
Queenie says, sent you a
It's a
tag
junkyard. I
from
can see the
Kirk.
cars are all
It's smart.
fucked
We need to help
up.
it spread. Media needs
Nice.
accountability. Thank you.
Yo, fly the Apache, dog.
You love them, very old
Have to
hatchets.
buy it. You want to pay for it?
Oh, fucking piece of shit. This fucking faggot bought a fucking piece of shit that doesn't even... He doesn't want to buy a goddamn Apache. What a fucking fag!
Thanks for being there for us normies, bro.
Yeah, if you want to pay for it, then I'm good.
The cause of sanity never stop. R.I.P. Charlie. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Fucking fag is that?
Dude, look how much it's lagging.
What the
Holy
shit?
fuck,
Dude,
man.
fucking play.
God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Six String Disciple says, reverse cancel culture. East Coast Host Boy says, I mean, she's got to be
Yeah, your
strong for her
computer's a
kids.
piece of shit,
Robert with a
dude.
$5 super sticker, thank you. Eric K says, so many say they will speak out, take the mantle, but who other than him has the knowledge, temperament, and charisma to do what he did?
Kiri Cristales
has been released from the cares of the world. May he rest in peace with his God. It's up to all of us to carry his vision forward. May his wife and children find peace in the future.
I don't know what to do, dog. I don't know what to do.
CR says she has massive balls to be doing this. Mad respect to this lady. May the Lord protect and prosper Charlie's family.
Dog, my engine's turned
able to send
off.
the gifts and let go leak. They are at 3.5 million. Let's make sure this family is set for life.
Gotta go to some interesting places.
I don't even know if that's their official one or some.
I'm getting fucking bored of seeing this goddamn piece of shit city.
It's official, so.
Yeah, what city
so
is
many
it?
people set these things up, and I have no idea.
Toronto.
Who set these
Nice,
things up.
dude. Fucking
I have
faggot
no
doesn't even
idea.
know his goddamn geography.
So,
What a
but I
dumb
mean,
Toronto.
Yeah, we have fucking massive
Yes,
cruise
we
ships in between the goddamn city.
Yeah.
Dude, what a
I don't
fucking
think they have
turd.
anything to worry about from that perspective. But
Yeah.
I think that Turning Point USA, I can't wait to see what they're going to do. And
What is this, Miami?
Sure. Gifts and Go is linked to the TPU SA
fuck this
website.
city.
Okay, cool.
Dog, we have
yeah,
to
like I
nuke
said, it's
it,
just,
dog.
I wasn't saying that I question every one of those that gets
Dog,
thrown
the
up.
boat's
Something bad happens
moving.
because some people are always trying to take advantage. I've seen it happen more times than I can count. Hey, I set up a
Man, that's a big ass fucking boat,
for this
dude.
family, and you don't know. And then people just like,
It's
oh,
a
here it
big
is.
ass
And it gets
boat,
traction. It turns out it
guys.
wasn't really them. You know what I mean? So it's
The
very,
boat's
very,
really big, guys.
it's a very, very slippery slope from that one. So I'm just always super cautious.
Is that your natural
Jim says,
voice?
Jeremy, I'm
It's
crying
not
inside.
your
Dr. John says,
natural
them saying he's a
voice.
Trump supporter because of a costume for Halloween is genuinely the lowest IQ thing I've ever seen. Jeremy with a crying emoji. The mayor says for holding it together through this. Thank you. Green says,
Why do you
Charlie,
hate
the rest high mountain and work on
the
Earth is done.
ninjas?
Takes it from here, brother. We are Charlie Kirk. Peter says, I went down to TP USA today and paid my respects to this great man. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. You will be missed. MAGA Mike says this is very difficult to watch. I respect her. We will win because we are righteous. We are all Charlie Kirk. 5 picosecond says this message is for all of Hollywood. This is what a strong woman looks like. 1000%. Default says, wow, what a woman. Charlie Kirk would be so proud. MAGA Mike says, keep your heads high. They would never have done this if we weren't winning. Charlie Kirk would want us to continue to win. We are Charlie Kirk. Well said. Whiskey Rebellion says there was a rumor that Charlie was going to run for office. Can you see Senator Erica Kirk? Man, I can see that woman as potential president of the United States one day. And I'm not even a big fan of the idea of a woman president, but I could see her being a potential first female president. She is amazing. Like, she is incredible. So yeah, I could see her being a major player in the future. So, but I don't know. The idea of a woman being in president is scary, to be honest.
Dog.
That's always scary.
Oh.
Aldo says the right and the left an olive branch again. Mustn't give them an olive branch again. Every time the left tramples on conservatives, the messages come together no more. Time to fight for the future.
Dog, you're dead, dog. You're fucking dead.
MSFS says Erica Kirk 2036. Usage says, all evil needs to succeed is for good men to do nothing. Everyone asking you to do nothing is asking you to let evil win. Their inaction led to Charlie Kirk's death, and now they want you to absolve them. Xavier says, today, to quote Norfolka, make them remember glorious death. We love you, Charlie. May the fields of your home with the poppies of our troops. Xavier from Australia. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Have you ever had cereal with water?
Still get hot flashes of how brutal and effed up this assassination is, and I get sick of thinking about it. Heartfelt from me.
Ain't got no fucking milk in the house.
Thank you.
So then eat it
Dark
with no
Force
milk.
Rising for 20 says she didn't even come close to mentioning or acknowledging that scumbag who did this to them.
Fucking gay, dude.
You gay putting water in cereal?
I'm just not gonna eat fucking cereal then if there's no milk.
I'm not gonna lie, Jeremy. I'm still in the cowering in the corner
That
phase.
fucking retard bullshit fag fucking suggestion did you just give me? Eat it fucking dry. What the fuck? You shut your fucking mouth.
I totally hear you, man. I do. I get it. And that's part of the process. For sure. But
advice Kyrie-son would give.
Snake Pit, I think you'll be fine.
Kyrie-son sounds like a fucking retard.
Thank you. Let's see. Is that Machina Fortuna? Says when she spoke about her 3-year-old about her dad, I couldn't keep it together. I can't even imagine how it must feel to have to answer such a question. Chester says Hollywood has been trying to make a girl boss for years. They just made one now, and she will not stop. Marmillan says, "Oh, thank God you're on my screen." I thought
that story about the female pilot.
DD67 says,
Toronto
"You're working a
Airport.
lot, dude. Is this one I messed up?
The audio, the one upside down.
Tree Bear with 5 different
Yeah.
memberships. Thank you, Tree Bear. Chris says blessings from.
And then, you know, the helicopter was also
Thank you, I appreciate that. Hayden
one of
Wayne
them.
says we are
Yeah. I remember.
I was actually talking to Fees about DEI yesterday, and he's, especially with pilots, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, he thought DEI was completely fine when it comes to pilots, and I'm like, that's just crazy. What do you think about DEI when it comes to pilots?
I think it's an amazing idea, man.
Whoa! Damn dog, I have 0 chafe, 0 flare. I'm fucking done for. What?
I'm just gonna have toast.
What? You're gonna have toast?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I'll pray for you.
Hold on.
Wait, you actually only have toast? I wouldn't even eat food if I only had toast.
Just gonna put butter on the toast. And then we'll, okay, I lied. We do have some milk, but it's like nothing. So
It's
I'm just
not
gonna,
enough, yeah.
I'm gonna make some coffee and the milk and then a little shit ton of sugar. Yeah.
I wonder what the temperature is in the right above the wings where the vapor forms.
Fuck are you saying?
Do you see how there's vapor forming on above the wings?
No, what about it?
I wonder what temperature it is where that's happening.
Oh, it's like negative 29,000 degrees, I think.
Nice.
Well, I don't know, dude. You tell me. You know jets.
Yeah, it's a different kind of knowledge than just jets.
Nice.
I will be back. I will be back. Snack at the bar, dog. Snack at the bar. TMG.
Oh, I hope they fucking go out of business.
But dog, they were just reporting on a car chase, dog. That's racist to want them to go to business. Alright, I'll be back.
Oh, wait. I have fucking almond. I got fucking almond.
Holy fuck! Do you know where Polynesia is? Or where it was, I guess? Is it like China or some shit?
Take a look at that video I sent you, dog.
Oh my god.
That was at the car show today, dog.
Nice right-hand drive in Toronto. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's an import, dog.
Fees also implied.
Cornbread?
Yeah, Fees also implied that motorcycles should be banned.
I don't give a fuck what he says.
No, that's not what I said. I thought that was quite insane.
Sometimes they're not. But let's see what Peggy Bolton has put together.
Oh, I don't need TMZ's cameras. There's nothing I love more than a good investigation, and I'm coming to you guys with the receipts.
Janet, go.
Dog, I'd give you $5 to eat an entire tub of margarine, dude.
Go to.
Wouldn't do it for $100.
Have somebody look at.
Why not?
The Fox.
It's gonna take me a month to burn that off.
Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead. As we were reporting the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there were some people in the back room.
Good lubricant for your heart valve, man. Come on.
Nice.
You gotta oil the machine, dog.
Yeah, oil the machine with stuff that's gonna make said machine clog even faster.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I do this every week.
Hey dog, smoke 100 cigarettes every day, or else you won't be able to breathe, dog.
Gotta eat your margarine, dude.
What isn't margarine like? Isn't it worse than normal butter? Like health-wise?
We don't have to pay attention to that now. We don't have to pay attention to that. Dog, you taking your vitamins, dog?
I haven't taken my vitamins since I was like 6 years old.
You taking your Flintstone pills, dog?
I wish. Those, dude, why'd they make them taste so good?
Because they want kids overdosing.
They want us addicted on that shit. They want us remembering that like 20, 30, 40 years after.
They want us to fucking die.
Car chase. And they were laughing.
Holy mother.
They were clapping.
Okay, so what I heard is that during the
dog, I want
so
them
why was that
purple
during the car
Flintstone
chase?
pills.
They actually announced that Charlie Kirk had passed away. So it's like, wait a minute. If you were watching a car chase and you're cheering on either the criminal getting away from the cops or the cops getting the criminal, but also during that, they announced that too. So which out of the three were you cheering for? And it's just, it's real suspicious.
Fucking
so
slices of toast.
Video.
And you could hear it out here.
Exhibit A, the alleged car chase that they were watching.
And I'll be back. I will be back.
Can you just fucking leave, dude?
Whoa.
Right there on the banner below, you can see it started in Temple City, and we saw that. Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I wanted to let you know that President Trump has said Charlie Kirk has died.
That's what I heard.
The breaking news that we are likely about to have with ABC News.
Exhibit B,
So what were you cheering for real?
What?
Giant clocks around their office. Exhibit
Oh.
C. Don't worry, you won't have to do the math because I've done it for you. Timestamp time. It is 1:07 and 15 seconds in the afternoon,
Okay.
with the timestamp on their video of 3 hours, 42 minutes, and 5 seconds.
For 3 o'clock in Utah time, which is 2 o'clock Pacific.
Exhibit D. We have the cheering starting at exactly 4 hours, 17 minutes, and 15 second mark, which is a difference of 35 minutes and 10 seconds. So if you take the timestamp plus the clock saying it was 1:07 and 15 seconds, add 35 minutes and 15 seconds, what time would you have? 1:43. So they technically were watching a car chase video. What do you think they were cheering for?
People in the back room, away from our news desk here, who were watching a car chase. And they were laughing, they were clapping, and you could hear it out here.
He looks extremely uncomfortable. I don't know. Could be telling the truth, but I don't know.
And we want to make a couple of things clear. One is that I know these people, and they were not laughing, they were not reacting that way about Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not. They would not work here if
See,
they
that's
did.
what I was saying. The whole thing with the when he announced it, and they. I worked at TMZ for a few years. Oh, I thought I paused it. Well, he said he worked. It looked like he was confirming everything. Wow, you know I always. You watch me, you know I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But
Damn, dude, you proud of yourself for
it
typing
looks
out that
like
comment,
they
huh?
just covering it.
Yeah, I am actually.
I don't understand how that many sociopaths or psychopaths can even be in our society and act that way. You know, I remember reading a book that was talking about CEOs and was talking about the way CEOs are trained. They're actually trained to be psychopaths because certain really hard decisions a psychopath can make like that. They can make it very easily. And it makes me wonder if certain aspects of our society have trained, bred, groomed, brainwashed people to be psychopaths or sociopaths. And from what I understand, the main difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is that a sociopath can actually form meaningful relationships with certain people and care. However, they at the same time can do exactly what a psychopath does and not care about other things. You're not having the empathy about other people and other situations going on. So they can have they can love and care about, say, their family, their wife, their children, and at night be eating people's butt cheeks for dinner. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that people could even do it without blink of an eye, post it on their social media, you know what I mean? Like they weren't gonna get fired. Like they thought it was okay to cheer someone getting murdered like that. Like what? It doesn't make any sense to me. And you know, but I tell you, the deeper and deeper it gets, man. I don't know how many videos because it's a little exhausting with all the different details. Like, you know, a couple days ago, I heard about two guys in the audience giving each other hand signals and hat and all this other stuff. People think it was all set up. The whole thing with Amazon having a listing the day before about him, you know, getting assassinated, but then they took it down, and now you can find screenshots of it all over the place. I saw a video about it. While scrolling through Twitter a couple of days ago, something ain't right. Something is definitely not right. Post your comments down below, though. Let me know what you think. Do you think they were telling the truth, or do you think they weren't? I want to know what you think. Talk to you later.
Yay. I don't know.
Whoa.
But he got some dope sneakers. So, laying the brain, Ginger Stamp, Howard, you're here because we have...
You're not fucking done with that Lego bullshit yet.
Dog, I'm never done with a dog.
Spent like, what, 10 fucking years building this fucking thing now?
Well, this is my third major upgrade. So you can shut your fucking cut mouth.
Damn, dude. It's upgraded. Yeah? What the fuck is upgraded?
Double the gear strength. So it won't crumble under its own load.
Dog. It's in the fucking computer, okay? Ain't gonna fucking crumble under its own weight, you fucking piece of
So
shit.
if an architect is designing a building on the computer, he doesn't have to have supports?
It ain't gonna come to life, alright? Give up on your dream.
He doesn't have to add supports and foundation, dog? Just make it out of fucking paper? Paper and straws?
Levity is fine. I love how he starts out with, I'm not supposed to say much, but maybe a family member, maybe a minister, maybe a guy
Fucking double the
named
gear strength, but
Jonathan came forward and said, hey, I know this guy. I live at 5481 8th Street. So he gets increasingly specific. I appreciate it, and I'd like to know more. Let's go.
Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah, can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else, but I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him. We're in custody, okay? I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. Somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to the U.S. Marshal, who's fantastic, by the way. And the person who was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic, and the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in, as I'm walking in.
Yeah, and again, like we said earlier, the person identified as Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old Utah local. There's not a whole lot that we know right now. Bringing up CNN, they are showing the mugshot, so you guys can see. That's something that we pulled earlier. Now, obviously, that's been confirmed. All we really know that we can confirm is there was a Discord, right, Laying the Brain, that he was a part, that he had been radicalized recently, as far as anti-fascist, but there's a lot of misinformation out
And
there.
we do have a clip of the, I don't know which official confirmed that he had been politically radicalized. I think it's down a couple if we want.
Okay, we'll get to that because I'm kind of going in order here. This is something I want you guys to know. This is the fog of war. People say that rhetoric's irresponsible. I'm okay with it. In the fog of war, right to, and obviously Josh knows this better than I do, but I'm talking about this ideological war here. Information gets out there. And there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of misdirection. And there are a lot of false accusations.
Nice.
And we take that pretty seriously here,
beep,
especially when people's lives.
Well, you don't just like randomly laugh, dog.
Life was taken, and lives are still on the line. And I've seen, since we broadcast
Literally
yesterday,
just
a
said
chorus of people who've come out, people like Tim Pool,
Yeah,
many
fucking
different
say that all the
hosts,
time.
commentators talking
Hard
about
to know what the
stories
fuck you mean when you use it for every fucking response, you fucking piece of shit.
the threats that they've had to deal with, the conversations with
There
authorities,
you go.
all the time. And people come
There
from,
you go,
yeah,
like it
we
proves
live on
anything,
the right
dog.
under this threat
There
all
you
the time.
go.
And that is by design.
Duriagu.
And it doesn't always have to get to Nazi. They can just accuse you of being a liar, of being dishonest, of being a purveyor of fake news. And if the left media is successful in doing that, well, then you have people who think that you're doing damage. They have people who think that you're harmful, and that justifies acts of violence. We saw that with Charlie Kirk. And we went through that yesterday. Yesterday, we showed you an internal memo, right, that was circulating at the DOJ, was an exclusive leak. You can bring up that overlay. It was about the bullet engravings. We have protected our source. We confirmed it. We double, triple checked. Jay in Mug Club Undercover. The best I know to ever do it. And of course, just a spoiler alert, we were correct. You guys will see this in the presser. But that didn't change the fact that yesterday, all kinds of outlets, and of course, major leftist accused us of making it up, accused us of lying, and this just sort of encapsulates it best.
What?
Stephen Crowder this
So you had a
morning
seizure.
released an exclusive. This morning, my team received an email from an officer at the ATF. The email included a screenshot from what appears to be an internal message describing a weapon and cartridges located by an ATF and other law enforcement near the scene of the Charlie Kirk shooting at Utah Valley State University. And all cartridges have engraved wording on them expressing transgender and anti-fascist ideology. And what's crazy about it isn't the fact that Stephen Crowder actually released this information, right? Of course, he's going to go with unverified, unconfirmed reports. What's actually completely unacceptable is the fact that Wall Street Journal also ran along with this report. And the report is filled to the brim with spectacular misinformation. Like, they were saying that the bullets were engraved with anti-fascist and pro-trans messaging. Like, how are you engraving the bullets? What the does that even mean? But this kind of misinformation goes crazy.
Hold on to your butts.
Do I think this is a deliberate piece of misinformation? Or do I think this was a misunderstanding that obviously got elevated by a charlatan such as Stephen Crowder? The point is, it doesn't matter, because this is a spectacular up. The New York Times had a follow-up on this and basically said the senior law enforcement official with direct knowledge of the investigation cautioned that report had not been verified by the ATF analyst, did not match other summaries.
Of course it didn't. That's why the source came to us. They were concerned that they might lie
or misinterpreted. In fast-moving investigations, such status reports are not made public because they often contain a mixture of accurate and inaccurate information. Revealing this information on an unsubstantiated internal report is not doing journalism. It's actually doing the opposite of journalism, which CNN also did. But they said cultural phrases, which a lot of people are mad about as well, because they think that CNN is hiding the truth. This is the type of you expect from Stephen Crowder. It's not the type of you expect from CNN.
Okay, so charlatan, and by the way, it's fine. I know that he's relatively inconsequential. We're just because he cited the New York Times as well. So if we release a memo and it turns out to be correct, and you have people out there saying this is incorrect, he's a charlatan, I know this for a fact, who is the liar, who is the charlatan? There can only be one. Well, we now know the memo that we released with tremendous confidence was absolutely
Dude, Hassan Piker has to be one of the worst people on the planet.
Yep.
Like, I genuinely respect, yes, the worst people on the planet more than him, because at least they probably wouldn't try to lie to you as stupid as he would. Like, he actually thinks people believe what he says. And some of his viewers that are genuinely dumb do believe him.
Correct. Clip casing.
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle.
Like, he was talking shit about Stephen Crowder's report about the bullet casings and all that, which has all been verified 100% true. And Hassan was saying how that's unverified and like how he's a charlatan. I honestly don't even know what that means. I don't even think that's relevant. But Yeah, he's just a retard. Like, he's actually a retard. You know that Hassan Piker has called for direct violence before? Political violence on Twitch, streaming on Twitch, and he hasn't been banned for it. Like, if anyone
I guess
says...
that's just how it is.
If anyone says there's not favoritism, they're literally retarded.
Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
This isn't a small thing. The cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk was terrorism. Full stop. The silencing of journalists and intimidation of people reporting the truth is a soft form of terrorism. You know the reason the source came to us? First off, because they trust us. And because they were concerned of exactly what purveyors of fake news like Hassan and New York Times, what they would do, which is exactly what they did. They were concerned that it might get buried. They were concerned that unless someone forced the hand, it might end up like Nashville, until our investigative unit told you the truth. They were concerned that there are people...
He's also been subpoenaed by the ATF for that report. Which I don't really understand because it's not classified information. I don't see what the problem is.
What's the ATF?
The
Nice!
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearm. Which wait, I don't even know why.
Nice!
Bro, shut up. I guess they are a law enforcement agency, but that's still retarded.
Potentially with ulterior motives, who may not tell you the truth. And so when someone comes out with zero information, by the way, don't you love how they always simply take the word of the authorities? They have a senior law enforcement official, okay? And we have someone. Why is yours more authoritative? Oh, that's right. The intent is always to silence whistleblowers, unless it's Assange. It's to silence people telling the truth. That's a soft form of terrorism. And let me tell you something. New York Times and his name is Hassan.
Yeah.
You owe the public a retraction and an apology. Also, you know what? Let me just, I'm going to point to Blaine the Brain here and Jay in the investigative unit. They have done unbelievable work. Do you realize that the record, our scorecard on investigative pieces, is 6-0. 6-0. Every time we have told you, and we have staked our reputation on it, we have put it on the line. We have told you the truth. And every single time you have been told that our people are lying. Every single time you have been told that it's fake news. Now take that and multiply it by thousands of the ones that we don't catch. What people like this want is for this unit here to lose credibility so that sources, so that truth tellers are afraid to blow the whistle because they don't feel like there's someone out there who can protect them, and they want you to misbelieve the truth that we're telling.
Where did you see that that screenshot or whatever you sent me where about that story getting out? Where do you first see that?
Steven Crowder.
But like where though? Like his Twitter or
On YouTube.
oh, why do you watch him on YouTube at all or just for that?
That just came up.
I didn't even know he was still on YouTube. Because, he's shadow banned and shit. So I don't get recommendations for him, even though I used to be subscribed to him.
That was absolutely the most intense fire situation I've ever been in. Nothing compares to that. These gusts would come through that were just, they were so strong it felt like it was going to blow you off your feet. And you would just be in this intense ember wash, and debris and dust would just be flying in your face, smoke, and I remember just having to just tuck up behind the truck. And there was quite a few of those moments where it's just like just coming to the realization that, like, you know, nothing we're doing is going to have any effect.
Telling you so that they have a monopoly on
It's
what it
fucking
is
hot
that
in
you
there,
believe.
man.
Even yesterday, I will tell you, this is not me taking credit. The people here. It is a different
What
culture here, and
temperature is it,
especially,
dog?
You know, I think that Charlie deserves this
Probably
level
75 upstairs.
of accuracy of work. We here did not report, as many other did, fake news, that the shooter was this older man. Remember that?
What you gonna
We didn't
do
we didn't say
about
that.
it?
We did not tell you that it was Sky Valdez.
Might go turn
Remember that?
around.
That was something that was circulating. We did not tell you that it was a guy named Omar. A lot of people circulated that. We did not tell you that it was this person named DJ. We did not tell you. And by the way, that DJ is often used as a troll after shooting. Some of these were reported in mainstream outlets. We didn't tell you that, and we didn't tell you that it was Israel either. We did tell you that we had an exclusive source, and with tremendous confidence, we knew for a fact that there was evidence on the bullet engravings that this person had been radicalized. And we told you that when there was a lack of information. And the people who are tasked with telling you the truth lied to you and said it's false. Why? Because Stephen Crowder. Well, it's not just me. It's everyone here who put in that work, who cares enough to try and change the landscape of media right now. You understand that? It's changing the landscape. 6-0. 6-0. So anyone else out there who has a tip? Something else? No sources have been revealed, unless they so chose later on. We protect them with our lives. We will go to jail. You know, like all the movies make journalists out to be, only it's largely a comedy show. Aaron Brockovich, bitch did something with tap water? I don't remember. You guys talk about that? You guys make, how about this? You realize that these people are risking life and limb? Because you've seen that. Don't forget this. They did the same thing to Andrew Breitbart. 6-0. And we never got the shooter information wrong. Would have been easy to be first, but we know that it wouldn't be right. Can the same be said of these other outlets? And it all happens because of your support. We very much appreciate it. Consider joining. Click that button. None of this happens without you. You can gift a subscription. Guys, let's open that up. If not, we ask that you allow us to continue earning your support. We don't have donors, no money from Qatar, no money from the Jews, no giant nonprofit, no corporate umbrella. I own 100% of what you see, and we really are a tightly knit team here, and everyone here does great work. So please send them your love. Jay, Lane the Brain, George the Greek, everyone here. Josh, Gerald. Everyone. So let's get to what we do know. A family member told investigators that Robinson had become politically radicalized, as we were discussing, but confirmed in recent years.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
Yeah. Now just soften it a little bit right now, right? The left goes, well, let's just, for a little while, let's just not say the hate and Nazi thing. Let's just say Charlie Kirk, who held radical views. Hey, here's the thing too. I know if Charlie was here, you know what he would say? Like what? Like what?
What makes it radical?
Yeah.
Is it the fringe?
Yeah.
It's not the fringe that was following Charlie Kirk.
Right. Yeah.
There's one thing the news media that the left is going to try to do here, and it is pin him as coming from a Republican family, because his parents are registered Republicans. They're a nice upper middle class family. Seem to be, by all accounts, very well off.
Yeah.
And we looked through the mother's Facebook. It seems like a pretty traditional kind of family structure. Would there not be other times in history when a son has rebelled against the family?
Yeah.
So let's just kind of cut that narrative off before it starts.
Well, if that wasn't the norm, Hot Topic wouldn't exist. Screw you, Mom. I'm gonna have all the chains on my pants.
I don't care if you say I can't have a studded belt. I'm gonna get one anyway.
I'm gonna sound like Jacob Marley coming down the stairs, you stupid bitch. Now.
That's a crazy reference.
Yeah, that was very specific. It sounded personal.
And I don't remember, it's Jacob Marley, right? The Muppets, because there's two of them, so I forget which one was the real.
In the high school play of A Christmas Carol, and all the senior girls laughed at me.
Really?
So, yeah, I didn't sing very well.
No, you didn't. Nope. You didn't give a great Scrooge. Other info too, yeah, Republican family. The shooter, this was confirmed, tried to coordinate recovery of the rifle used on Discord messages.
The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel.
Yeah. So this one seems to be pretty clear. And by the way, one last thing we're going to bring on our guest: the engravings on the casings. That's not clickbait. That's relevant. That is relevant because the shooter was still out there at that time. And a lot of us, a lot of you were on the menu. Wouldn't it be nice to have a motive and ideology to go along with the terrorist at large? Just think about how irresponsible it is for Hassan and New York and these places say, no, that's not legitimate, to try and sow doubt when they have no evidence themselves. You don't hate the media and the left enough. You lived in real time yesterday why they're violent. There are kids growing up who think, man, that crowd lies about everything. They don't realize that it's 6-0, always correct. There were people going, man, Charlie Kirk wants to erase, wants to genocide all trans. They believe it because the media says it nonstop, and that's by design. Do you think they for a second don't know that it's not true? And do you think for a second that they don't know it's dangerous to tell you that? You think the most trusted names in news don't at some point go, wait, well, gee golly, maybe we shouldn't tell people out there that this guy wants to commit genocide and he's a Nazi? Of course they do. They do it anyway. Just like yesterday when we provided you with information that could help keep you safe, their primary focus was to tell you that everyone here is a liar. Everyone here deserves an apology and a retraction. But I bet we won't get it. And for the same reason, the trust and credibility that everyone here has built up, and again, this is a team effort I cannot take credit for. Lane the Brain, you were reached out. Someone reached out through the line, tip line, to be on the show. This is Austin Hunsinger.
Yes.
And he was there that day.
Yeah, he was 10 or so people back in line getting ready to ask Charlie a question.
That's right. And he had gone at one point to Utah Valley, and he was a UVU student and Army veteran. He's a coach, I understand?
Yeah, he's a middle school football coach.
Middle school football coach. And please tell me we have him here.
Yep.
And guys, thank you, everyone out there. This is I'm going to try and give this man the floor because I can imagine he's still processing a lot of information. And I want to do right by him. We're all dealing with this in real time. This all happens because of your support. Let's bring on Austin Hunsinger. Austin, how are you, sir? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you. I can hear. Steven, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you for reaching out. And for people who don't know, I want to make sure that I give you the floor and not cut you off. Tell people your story, your background a little bit, and where you were that day.
So just a little about me. I grew up in upstate New York. I joined the military, the Army, as an artilleryman when I was 19. Spent 7.5 years doing that at Fort Bragg and then also Fort Drum. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2011. Now I'm balancing starting my own company, back and forth to school. I just recently.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, you take forever just to fucking make a flap on a fucking piece of shit, dude.
Nice. He doesn't know what it's fucking called. Autism. 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 Oh, autism.
Old Spice Fiji.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Oh my god. Oh, fuck.
Damn, son, where'd you find that? Arr.
No, I'm capable of that.
Negative things?
So many things.
Nice. So many things equals nothing. 2 by 6. Oh, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no.
If you thought the FIA cancelling its planned summit meeting this week on bringing V8 engines back to Formula 1 means that the idea is dead, think again.
Dog, look at the title of the video, dog.
Yo, what about it?
Oh, what?
actually a new plan
V8s.
to cement the V8 return that makes the change look more like a when rather than an if. It's one that
V8s.
involves F1 having potentially much lighter cars, cheaper power units, and a lot more noise.
Why are they doing that?
Why not, dog?
Even though the all-new turbo hybrid engines coming for next year have not hit the track yet,
For fucking
it's been
V8
pretty
that
clear
sounded
for a
good
while
was in
that both
F1.
the
I would
FIA
go
and F1
to
management
the
were
gayest
open to
province we
different
have
engine paths
just to see a
longer term.
race.
The 2026 regulations, which feature a rough 50-50 power split between the internal combustion engine and battery, are not widely viewed as being perfect. The power units are complex, some of the technology is very expensive, and there are worries that problems caused by a lack of energy available around a lap because the batteries cannot harvest enough power could have a negative impact on the racing. FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem and F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali both talked about wanting to see if the simpler, naturally aspirated engine concepts that were a feature of F1 throughout the 1990s and 2000s can work for current F1. Back at the start of this season, all the chatter revolved around the possibility of a V10 engine comeback, but following a summit meeting held by Ben Sulayem at the Bahrain Grand Prix, that idea was parked. This was because the majority of car manufacturers whose support is needed to back a change were not in favour. It was felt the V10s were unnecessary, not road relevant, not really the right fit for current F1. Some also felt that it was too early to rush into a change before anyone had seen the 2026 regulations in action. The abandonment of the V10 idea was not the end of the story though, as an alternative engine idea has gathered some traction. The fresh plan was for a V8 run on fully sustainable fuel, which features some form of hybrid battery system. After months of discussions between the FIA and the manufacturers to try to pull together a package that everyone could support, there had been grounds in recent weeks to think that some form of agreement could be reached. So much so in fact that, as exclusively revealed by the race, Ben Sulayem had called the engine manufacturers together for a meeting in London on September the 11th. There were still some differences of opinion among the manufacturers though that had to be ironed out, but this was exactly why it made sense to get everyone around a table and thrash it out there. While the basic idea of a 2.4 litre V8 internal combustion engine seems to be well supported, there are varying views about a variety of specific details that also needed to form part of the package. One was whether or not there should be a turbo element. Another was that although all car makers agreed that some form of battery hybrid element was essential, just how big a contribution it made to the overall power caused divide. Some were happy with 10%, some wanted it as high as 30%, but some did not care that much about the number. But what seemed to be the most contentious point of all was the timing. Ben Sulayem wanted the new cheaper engine to be in place for 2029. He felt this would be early enough in the next rule cycle to ensure the huge cost he's concerned about with the new generation of turbo hybrids coming from 26 would only have to be endured for 3 seasons. As well as the V8s being cheaper to manufacture, even if it would mean extra development costs in the short term, the plan also included a move to reduce the power unit cost cap by around 30%. This was an important step because the expense for the manufacturers is ultimately dictated by the budget cap limit, not what the technology is. However, this timeline of a switch to the cheaper V8s for 2029 was not supported by the majority of car makers. While Red Bull and Cadillac were said to be in favour of this date, the other manufacturers were not. Mercedes and Ferrari were understood to be of the opinion that 2030 would be a much more realistic proposition for introduction. And then there was Honda and Audi, neither of which are particularly interested in making any moves to change things before the current rule cycle is supposed to finish, which is the end of 2030. The lack of consensus among the manufacturers is what has blocked an early change. F1's power unit governance agreement is clear that for any fundamental change, like an all-new engine before 2031, when current governance agreements run out, it requires a supermajority of manufacturers. Sources have indicated that for such a tweak to get across the line, 4 manufacturers need to support it. Depending on which year a decision is for, the 4 supporters need to be out of either the 5 that entered from 2026, which are Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, Honda and Audi, or it's 4 from the 6 entered from 2029, when Cadillac is also supposed to join. But with Audi and Honda wholeheartedly against change, and Mercedes and Ferrari not wanting it before 2030, there was no chance then of getting a deal across the line for 2029. However, 2030 still seems to be possible. Support from Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull and Cadillac on that timeline could in theory have been enough to push on with it if they could all agree to the other elements. Plus, there was also a chance then of maybe convincing one of either Honda and Audi to change their views. But despite there being a case of trying to use the London Summit to help move towards such a 2030 compromise, Ben Sulayem called the whole thing off. From his perspective, with it clear that there was not going to be support for a change in 2029, and there was no point going ahead with the talks about an early V8 change at all. Instead, as he made clear in a letter which he sent to the teams, with 2029 off the table, the focus was now on getting a solution in place for 2031. The stance of 2029 a bust prompted a fair deal of intrigue among the manufacturers about what had triggered the response and why Ben Sulayem was not interested in a move for 2030. Was this a case of his frustration boiling over, at there being no desire for the manufacturers to save themselves from huge costs? After all, as Ben Sulayem told us earlier this year about the idea of a simpler and cheaper V8, it was common sense for the manufacturers to accept it. Or was Ben Sulayem's stance of 2031 being the only realistic route, a more rational move? High-level sources have indicated that the trigger for it being 29 or 31 was not an emotional one, but instead the sense of pragmatism about the situation manufacturers are facing. While a change for 2029 had its benefits, in terms of theoretically meaning cheaper engines were in play for 2 years, a change of formula for 2030 seemed to be too much of an effort to rush into, considering there would only be a single season to benefit from. That's because from 2031, F1 enters the window where all new rules could come into play again. One source told the race, would it really have been worth it for just a single year? There was also a greater understanding that the new engine technology, and especially batteries, will have matured a lot by the end of 2029. This should mean a lot more financial efficiencies will be entrenched in the system, bringing costs down and making a move for 2030 less logical as the money gains for switch are less. There was also a growing realisation too, in responses that Ben Sulayem had received from manufacturers, that the financial situation facing them had changed a lot since the engine summit that took place in Bahrain back in April. The world has changed.
Oh, you gotta get that game where you can crash cars.
The impact of US President Donald Trump's tariffs, governments flip-flopping on electric car legislation, and a slowdown in the Chinese economy that weighed heavily on manufacturer balance sheets. And that meant there was no desire among those involved in F1 to start funding dual investment projects for a turbo hybrid as well as a V8, as Mercedes boss Toto Wolff highlighted recently. One of the other concerns I had...
Fuck! That means I have to drop gifted memberships to start. What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199, Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Saturday. Roll Tide, Alabama won. I'm not going to get many of these this year, so I'm going to take these victories where I can get them, all right? So, Roll Tide, all right? I'll celebrate, because the last time that I wore an Alabama hoodie or shirt on a stream that was after we got destroyed. So it's nice to at least have a victory. But we're facing Georgia in 2 weeks, and I don't think that's going to go as well. But always happy on football Saturday. Love college football. Georgia and Tennessee had an absolute, unbelievable game between Georgia and Tennessee. Congratulations to Georgia. I know Tennessee fans are heartbroken over that one. It was a hell of an SEC game. There it is. Since I made the mistake, there's the gifted memberships. The reason I went ahead and went live early is because Kate dropped a $50 super chat. Kate Banfield dropped a 50 and says my biggest super chat to date. Because let's be honest, there's no financial motivation for a straight woman to throw down money. But fuck it, this week sucks. Hey, I hear you on that. And I I appreciate it, Kate. Thank you so much. So you guys can thank Kate for the extra 15 minutes, okay? So there it is. Thank you, Kate. Hail to you, and I really appreciate that. Bubbo Yogi says, for 20 says, this week really sucked. Thanks for doing what you do. I'm still dropping my membership until you cut that wannabe Fabio MacGyver hair. It doesn't help you look better. You still have a pretty mouth, boy. Hail to 199. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to cut the hair, man. I don't know. Like, part of me doesn't want to cut it, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Homicidal Violence, which is a strange name for a screen name, but I appreciate the membership. I hope you're okay. Mola Ram says this dipshit can really stream, huh? Not really. Wolfman says F nice grifter mute. What do you expect? Eric K says I was just texting you muted, you professional.
Jesus. What happened, dog?
Dog, I can breathe a little easier, dog.
What's the air conditioning?
Whoa.
Oh.
Absolute breaking and shocking news about the motive of Charlie Kirk's killer, Tyler Robinson, when he committed an act of political terrorism against Charlie Kirk. Now, up to this point, we knew that Tyler Robinson was a far left-wing activist, this according to The Guardian. Suspect's high school friend says that Robinson was a leftist in the family of very hard Republicans. In a phone interview, one of Tyler Robinson's high school friends, who asked to remain anonymous, said the suspect was pretty left on everything and was the only member of his family that was really a leftist. The rest of his family was very hard Republican, a friend says. Around sophomore year, the friend said that Robinson became more extreme in his political views and always just would be ranting and arguing about them. The friend said that they played video games together a lot in high school and noted that the bullet engraving with the arrows was a reference to Helldivers 2. As we mentioned earlier, he said that the arrows specifically were in reference to calling a bomb. And when the friend saw the news on Friday, he said he was shocked. He knew Robinson had strong political views, but I never thought that he would go that far. So Robinson, confirmed leftist, and now we know confirmed transgender activist in a transgender relationship, ladies and gentlemen. This breaking seconds ago. We knew that there was transgender iconography written into some of the bullets, political messages, along with Antifa messages. And now we know that Tyler Robinson lived with a transgender partner, boyfriend, who is transitioning to girl and is fully cooperating with the FBI and has turned over all communications to the FBI. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute and total stunning revelation. Let's read it right now, or maybe not stunning. Given the scourge of transgender violence in our nation, exclusive Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson lived with transgender partner. sources tell me the individual who's a male transitioning to female is fully cooperating with the FBI. Sources tell me the FBI had text and other communications between Robinson and the individual that helped the FBI solidify Robinson was indeed the shooter. The last question that Charlie Kirk answered before his murder was, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the past 10 years? Charlie replied, too many. Do you know how many mass shootings there have been in America over the last 10 years? Charlie replied, counting or not counting gang violence. Then Charlie was assassinated. Here's the video, of course, without any graphic.
So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Okay. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was the last words of Charlie Kirk decrying transgender violence, and then a transgender activist, clearly now confirmed, and then also somebody who was a participant, a transgender participant, lifestyle participant, Tyler Robinson. I have confirmed this 100% through my own sourcing. I have been nonstop on the phones attempting to solidify what happens next and learn more about what took a husband from his loving wife, a father from their beautiful family, our friend, stole him and cut him down, and then also what I firmly believe to be the next, what took a president from the United States of America. It is important for us to be vigilant and also to look with clear eyes as to the ideology that killed Charlie. That is a very important conversation. I know it makes people uncomfortable. Not here, not on this channel. This is how we ensure that this never happens again. This is 100% confirmed. Charlie Kirk killer Tyler Robinson had a boyfriend who identified as transgender. The man is cooperating with the FBI and has turned over all electronics and messages, and I'm hearing that there's much more to come. Yes, this is now officially trans violence. Now confirmed. We heard in the press conference yesterday that there was political motivations, that Tyler Robinson was part of Discord groups, that Tyler Robinson was working with other individuals. And then, stunningly and bewilderingly, Governor Cox of Utah decided to go out and say that there's no other parties involved here. Well, that's flatly false. By the way, I know that as a matter of fact. That there is now a full-scale investigation into the full-on radicalization, including but not limited to Discord chats, groups, and other methods of potential radicalization, and this rabbit hole goes deep. I can only tell you what I know, which is that the FBI was working with other individuals. It's unclear what information is related. It will backfire, of course.
Recently moved, changed your school.
FBI sources tell Fox News Digital that the man charged with assassinating Charlie Kirk was living with a transgender partner. Bureau officials confirmed that Tyler Robinson was in a romantic relationship with
Dog, what the fuck happened, dog?
What do you mean, dog?
It's all fucked up. Yeah. You remember what that's from, dog? You didn't watch Digimon.
No way I remember. Bro, when did Digimon come out, man? That shit was... Oh, bro.
That was probably a while. We don't know.
With someone transitioning from male to female. They say that individual is fully cooperating with their investigation, claims to have had no idea of Robinson's plans, and is not currently accused of any criminal activity.
An absolute earth-shattering and bombshell update to the Charlie Kirk political assassination saga today. Kirk's killer, Tyler Robinson, lived with his boyfriend, a transgender activist in Utah. Now, this has been independently confirmed by the New York Post, by Fox News, and also the President of the United States told Newsmax this morning. Fox News has been reporting on it on air. Ladies and gentlemen, a very bad day for those who tried to run a psyop that Charlie was murdered by a Trump supporter or by a right-wing radical. That is utter and total and complete fabrication of the evidence that is before us. Charlie Kirk's assassin had a trans boyfriend. He was called fascist by the shooter, according to the engravings on the bullets. Confirmed leftist by his friends and family. Confirmed leftist by top officials on the record, including the governor of the state. And he killed one of the most iconic conservative voices in American history. And yet leftists still claim that he's right-wing. These people have no shame, no integrity, no honor. File.
Swear to God, some of these people are actually retarded.
So if I'm getting this right, that means Tyler, you get candy apple, maple taffy, and a giant lollipop. You give me the sweetest things on this freaking challenge? Oh my god. Judges, care to weigh in on the carnival burger? Carnival burgers are meant to be indulgent. It might be wild to look at, but it has to make sense. And it has to taste great.
Chefs, we'll be judging you on assembly
core, I have breaking news for you that I've just confirmed with the FBI. So I have spoken with FBI top officials who have direct knowledge of this case. For many people that are upset, angry about the lack of evidence or the lack of digital evidence that are released in situations like this, the one that comes the most to mind is President Trump's assassination, where Thomas Matthew Crooks was just a ghost. We've never seen chats, we've never seen Discord servers, we've never seen his emails, we've never seen his digital history. We don't know who he's speaking to, we don't know who radicalized him. He nearly caused civil war, and then these monsters were successful in murdering.
I've been using BetterHelp since 2020 when I needed to find a therapist but couldn't leave my house. And in the process, I realized that BetterHelp actually automatically helped me solve a ton of the issues I had faced in a...
Charlie Kirk. The similarities are eerie, and I asked directly my FBI source, will we see information about groups, radicalization, chats and histories, and they said absolutely. I asked if this was a lone wolf, because that is what the authorities are trying to say about the Charlie Kirk assassin, and I was given this answer. That assumption is absolutely premature. This investigation is just beginning. An enormous amount of evidence has been seized, both digital and physical. FBI sources assure me that the public will know everything about the dark internet history, chats, and affiliations of Kirk's left-wing political assassin. The source then alluded to some online groups attempting to delete or destroy evidence. We have everything. We are focused on the radicalization element. The truth will not be hidden or buried or classified. The public will know. That is what the FBI has told me directly. It is, well, a wonderful thing to hear in these dark times. And how can I say that this is Charlie Kirk's assassin is left-wing? Well, that's because that's what the people who know him the very best say. Suspect's high school friend says Robinson was the only leftist in the family. He was very hard left. In a phone interview on Friday, one of Tyler Robinson's high school friends say they asked him to remain anonymous. Suspect was pretty left on everything. The only member of his family that was really a leftist. Said that he was extremely left and would go around school arguing with people and screaming at them. This according to The Guardian here, hardly a right-wing outlet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we were able to confirm earlier today, reporting here exclusively from Fox, that the assassin, Tyler Robinson, lived with his transgender partner. The individual who is a male transitioning to female is fully cooperating with the FBI. Sources tell me the FBI had texts and other communications from Robinson, and the individual helped FBI authorities actually solidify that they were indeed the shooter. So does this play out given the data? Charlie Kirk assassin lived with transgender partner. Partner is cooperating with FBI. Well, so this sort of stems back to Steven Crowder's initial reporting on transgender iconography and motive being written on the bullets. Charlie Kirk's assassin had a transgender boyfriend living with, definitely something a right-winger would do. Again, this is a massive blasted hole inside of the psyop that is Charlie Kirk's assassin with some right-winger. Significant swaths of online left have been working feverishly to misinform people of the subject. The shooter is a hardcore leftist, reported living with a transgender partner. Brooke Sigmund reporting. This is, of course, what broke all across the internet today. If the leftist reporting of Fox News, things are about to get crazy. More trans violence, left-wing loon radicalized by Democrats. Talk of Hitler and his supporters being Nazis killed Charlie Kirk in cold blood. It couldn't be any clearer. They are the fascists that they so hate. Can we have this conversation now? Can't wait to hear how the assassin living with the live-in transgender boyfriend is actually proof that he was a red meat eating right-winger who just didn't think Charlie Kirk was conservative enough. That's what they're trying to say here. So they have come through and scraped the TikToks of individuals who have celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were able to find that there is indeed a transgender that Tyler Robinson's boyfriend follows on TikTok celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder. Were they follows on TikTok? TikTok celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder. Were they at all involved? I don't know. It's just something that people are asking. But you can see that there has been no shortage of mass left-wing celebrations, and there is now a direct connection. Now, I've heard...
Here it comes from London. You can send this to your mother or your sister. And so, with that in mind, for the final time for a few years in London, let's raise our hands like this and send love any way you want to send it in the world. And there are so many places that might need it today. So, here it comes from London. You can send this to your mother or your sister. You can send it to the families of people who've been going through terrible stuff. You can send it to Charlie Kirk's family. You can send it to anybody's family. You can send it to Charlie Kirk's family. You can send it to anybody's family. You can send it to people you disagree with. You send them love anyway. And so, I'm sick and that in mind. Final time for Fox News. Years in London.
Directly from the FBI that the live-in transgender boyfriend is cooperating. He's turned over evidence and so on. But nonetheless, this reporting has now been played out and has been confirmed completely. The Instagram account that belongs to the transgender furry boyfriend of Tyler Robinson, the man who murdered Charlie Kirk. Bio says, friendly neighborhood licensed fish finder in the trans community. Fish is a slang term that refers to trans women in drag shows who pass well as women. So there is reporting that has been completely validated here. Changed their stream name from Lance to Luna and so on. I expect we'll get the full story. But people have identified the furry and or transgender live-in boyfriend or partner. So this is now, I mean, again, completely confirmed. And most importantly, cooperating with authorities. The FBI tells me, again, that, this is according to the Daily Mail, Tyler Robinson's roommate who tipped off FBI is identified as family, refused to deny transgender motive. So the Daily Mail did some reporting here, and they asked whether this is true or not, and the family refused to deny it. Says, I don't want to comment on that, because I'm not sure exactly of the situation right now, according to the family member. The most important part about all this is that the FBI has told me that we will see everything. That they have everything. They even have potential evidence of someone trying to destroy evidence, and that won't be allowed. And they're going to be giving we are going to learn everything that happened here. Ladies and gentlemen. This is the latest, according to Fox News. Here we go.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Molly Line. This is Fox News Live. And we begin in Spanish Fork, Utah, where CB Cotton has brand new details on the investigation into Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin. CB, what are we learning this morning?
Hi, good morning, Molly. Well, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson is being held here at the Utah County Jail on suspicion of aggravated murder and other felonies. But state prosecutors say formal charges will be filed this upcoming Tuesday for the shooter's first court appearance, which will be a virtual hearing. The Utah governor has said the state will pursue the death penalty, but last night on Fox, he also said Charlie Kirk's family will have a say.
Hello.
We believe very strongly that that the victims need to play a role in these conversations, and so in the days that come, the prosecutor will be having conversations with Charlie's family.
Investigators revealed yesterday that Robinson either confessed or implied to being involved in the assassination while around family members who ultimately turned.
You're still 2 seconds lap slower than Fernando. This cannot be possible with, you've got the same fuel load. I know you've got some understeer, but you cannot be 2 seconds slower. Come on. Giancarlo, you're still 2 seconds lap slower than Fernando. This cannot be possible with, you've got the same fuel load. I know you've got some understeer, but you cannot be 2 seconds slower. Come on.
Would you?
Psychosis member message. Thank you. Ort with $1. The horror host says, since we're talking about college football, can I shout out my alma mater, NC State, now first in the ACC. NC State is first in the because Clemson lost. I don't know if North Carolina. I didn't look at North. I think at the half North Carolina was. Of course, they lost already, North Carolina. But so NC State is number 1. The ACC kind of sucks, but congratulations to you. But Alabama sucks too, so it's all good. Let's see. All right, my favorite mods are here, says Island Girl. Listen, we got to talk about today. So today was a huge new development in everything going on with this crazy situation with the death of Charlie Kirk. First of all, it still hasn't completely, set in, and we'll see how this all goes. But like, before we get into the bad stuff, I think it's important to show this right here. Now, let me remind you, when St. Floyd died, they burned cities to the ground. They destroyed businesses. They assaulted people. People died. Died. That's what happened. Because everybody had to get their Nikes, right? We are not the same. Because Charlie Kirk gets murdered. And this is what happens. People come together and they pray. We are not the same. And this should put it into perspective for everybody. This is how the non-leftist side reacts. But when St. Floyd died, violence, destruction, businesses destroyed, lives destroyed, threats, everything. We are not the same. And that's just the truth of it right there. Linko Kenobi for $50 says, "What's up, Jeremy? Did you check what Tree Bear sent to you? Sent you? It's hilarious. Show it to everyone. Hail to 199. Hail Charlie Kirk." Tree Bear. So first of all, Tree Bear had a new meme that I didn't look at yet. I also love Tree Bear's new profile picture. Let me show you. Let me see what Tree Bear sent. First of all, Tree Bear's got this new profile picture that I think is awesome. So look at that. That's awesome. Nice work, Tree Bear. I respect that. Tree Bear 199. Hell yeah. And then he's got the oh, what would we be without the memers of the 199? Of course, here we have RK Outpost as Homelander. It's Billy Butcher. I'm Starlight. I didn't sign up for this. Zeltroid is Queen Maeve. So there we have it. But look, we've got stuff to talk about. So I'll look and see. I'll go to my DMs here in a minute, Linko, and thank you, brother. I appreciate it. But back to this. I mean, we.
Bangs was scheduled to come on the show in a week, and she canceled because apparently I was going it was giving crazy on I was giving crazy on X, and I mean, so she was upset about this post, like she screenshotted this one. And she said that because of what I was posting on my personal Twitter, that she's not coming on the show. So I was like, are you happy that Charlie Kirk was... anyways. This is the clip I meant to react to. Oh, yeah, final thing. If anybody... Let me check my Discord. So if anybody has the deleted tweets from this... from her, because I know somebody in the Crucible, right? Somebody in the Crucible, probably, I don't know, since she just debated Andrew, probably took screenshots. Maybe Rachel. I can text Rachel, see if she has the tweets. One sec. Wait, what was I gonna do in the Discord? Let me check my chat in Discord. Hey, anybody in Discord who's watching right now have the her deleted screenshots? Well, let me know in the YouTube chat if anybody does. You can check the deleted tweets. Nah, Internet Archive wouldn't have it. What's up, Randy? Natalia, thank you. Yeah, if anybody's able to just, well, I should probably just message